What do you make of this? I see a team that's let the Panto IO through in a pretty good IO game, right? This guy, Grandmaster tier IO, do you really want to mess with this?
I think last time they played IO, they had a really good game. The IO has looked very, very strong this patch. I think Lesh is also a really good hero, so I do like that. On the other side of Spirit, we made fun of the Silencer at the beginning when people were picking it. And now, I think every time we see Silencer, they have 40 stacks of brain drain in 15 minutes.
That's true.
So
we've had some crazy brains. Crazy draining of brains.
Crazy drain. And yeah, I don't know. That's the hero that scares me. To be honest, for Chimera, it's specifically Miposhka Silencer.
Oh, wait,
If he pops off, I think it's gonna be really easy for Spirit. They have the damage. They have brain right here.
They do. Easy +1 to start the game up there for Miposhka. As Collapse claims first blood.
That's also really big. I think offlane getting first blood is the most important in the entire game, most impactful. Because just getting these stats, getting this regen helps his laning stage so much. And Collapse will free farm now at this point in the lane.
What do you sort of make of the mid? Are you happy with the Wind Ranger? Where do you sort of put Wind Ranger right now?
I don't really know the new win because they gave her new facets.
Yeah.
In the past, when Leshrac was a really popular hero, she was probably the best mid or the second best mid versus Lesh just because you ult this guy and he gets focused by physical damage. The same for like Death Prophet. You really like the wind in these matchups. Laurel didn't go the execute facet.
Unfortunately. No, it seems like the serious one does tend to be the Tangled when it's the core. Which is fair enough. It is giving you that more damage with the Shackle. When it comes to actually being able to shackle multiple people...
I don't think that happens that often, right?
It kind of never happens. But you're getting this bonus damage when your Shackle hits, so... Feels nice when you're playing a core.
There's probably some interaction with creep waves. It becomes easier to shackle the hero and not accidentally get the range creep because you kind of have all these like
options. Because it's got a bit bigger of a cone that it searches behind the target. That's definitely true in those sort of situations. It is very likely to come in handy, but definitely not as cool as the power shot execute.
Yeah, hopefully we'd see that. Yeah. I miss when it was global. They first added it. It was a global spell. It had an execute. If you were mid-wind, you would just snipe. It was like a Sunstrike.
It was tied to the Shard or the Aghanims back then?
I think it was the Shard.
I think it might have been. Yeah, I think it was in the days before the Gale Force, right?
Yep.
It's bottom lane. How we're doing so far here. Looks like Radant on the Sven.
You were doing very well.
Perfectly fine start. I mean, does this lane get tougher for one of the two when it's the Bristle versus Sven?
I think it just keeps getting tougher for Bristle. The start of the lane is going to be hard because of the Silencer Bristle matchup. Bristle's a hero. Guys, I want to click my spells every 2 seconds, and Silencer punishes you the more often you click spells. So just hard matchup overall for Dahak. If they get this kill, I'll be really happy for Dahak, but I don't know if it's going to happen.
He's got a lot of goo stacked up on Miposhka. Miposhka's going down. Okay. They'll get him.
I think Radon used his stun to
top. Tier 2000.
Maybe Ponto.
Yeah, they're going to look to try and chase for the IO as well. They've got Void back up here from Collapse. They should be able to dive for this. Depends how much they want to spend time chasing him. Yeah, they're going to get him surely. Panto, okay, so good tether over to the
He's a new Void.
Couple more right clicks.
One more?
One more. Oh, he's living. Shots out. That'll do it. Root comes in with the final bit of control required to get another kill here for this top lane. 3 kills already here. 3 minutes in for Collapse.
Yeah, and again, a lot of this breaks down to the first one. He has a Gloves of Haste at 3 minutes in the game. He's building treads. Usually the Night Stalkers, I think, are going phase still, so just going for this lane-dominating CSing build, and it's really paying off. They're going to go and fight again top.
Let's have a look. See if they can bring down Collapse. Got the 1 charges into the trees. Tier 2000. Chasing him down. They're taking their time, but they will get him. The Chimera, a little bit of revenge there as they're able to strike back and not Collapse out of the lane. And there's a time where there's quite the creep wave coming in as well.
Yeah, he's going to miss a lot of this. Maybe the first like 3 creeps, 4 creeps, which hurts. You never want to be missing these creeps. And now net worth-wise, Tier 2000's pretty much caught up.
Yeah.
Assuming he doesn't die here.
Because this is the thing, right? Because even though he's managed to get these 3 kills top Collapse, only 8 CS, the lowest at the moment out of the cores by quite a bit. Back in the mid. See 1J head over.
He should be completely fine on Laurel.
Shackle's not going to quite connect.
A lot of damage.
Okay, he's just straight up dead. 1J hits the dead shot. Laurel's gone. Maybe Team Spirit able to punish Lauren off as Root.
With the tag team.
Yeah, stops him from being able to get the pick up on the water rune. Sets him Miposhka to get another +1. So ends up being the trade of the mids.
It's worth it.
Yep.
+1 in. I think he was a bit too greedy fighting into the Edict.
It looked like he was going to get out of there long.
Yeah. Collapse, I think, is probably fine. They don't have the best chase. Yeah, he's okay. Yeah, I thought he could just walk away from the Edict. I think they wanted a turn because they knew Rue was coming from top with the tag team, Mapochka, but just a bit too greedy. The dead shot also probably caught him off guard. Wasn't expecting all this burst at the very end.
Yeah, really got to respect that diabolic edict damage early on as the mid laners. We've seen it many a time. Leshy's just getting the chance to run someone down.
It's funny, I feel like people still aren't used to that one. It's been in the game for such a long time, but it always catches players off guard. You always want to be greedy versus it.
They're going to try for Panto. But Panto's going to get backup coming in. Rebound comes in for TH1000. 1J turns up with the backup. They'll look towards Collapse. Collapse will get a kill. And he's not getting out. Rue will be able to TP away, but Collapse trading his life for that of a support. Same time down bottom. Not going to be able to dive into the tower for Dahak. He's going to be fine. But yeah, this top lane Collapse continues to be held behind a bit on the farm with a couple of trades not going his way.
Yeah, but funny enough, he's still top net worth. I think a lot of the time in these kind of scrappy lanes where it's trading kills back and forth.
Yeah.
If people are CSing and getting kills, both cores actually end up being more farm than a completely
that is
lane.
Because you're kind of adding gold to a lane by feeding that is not in the lane otherwise. So you're just generating gold.
And especially the support, sometimes they get more XP now because, you know, Collapse is dead. Oh, Rue gets a little creep wave to himself, and he's all happy about it. Or solo XP on a kill because he was the only one alive. So it's a weird system where sometimes these end up actually being better for heroes like Collapse just by dying.
The low CS, high kill death lanes. Yeah.
Because if there was zero kills, TA2000 has 36 CS, Collapse has 17. So the net worth would not even be close. It's a win for Collapse.
He's happy. He's happy. Yeah, it doesn't look good on the CS, but it looks good on the net worth. And Roshan getting a lot of space now down bottom after the few times that they've not quite been able to kill Dahak, but definitely pushing him out of the lane, making him feel less secure about sticking around. Shard.
Nice try.
I'm going to grab him, Panto, with the tether.
Yeah, I could compare top to bot, where Dahak is basically in a similar position. If anything, he has over double CS of Night Stalker, but he's down 500 gold. And it's just because he's not getting these kills, he's not getting these trades. And you see Sven is also kind of behind the Marcy, even though he's the same CS as Marcy, he's also down 400 gold. And it's just based off these kills, based off the fighting. He is also behind an XP, so yeah, it's kind of just a funny thing to think about for me. I think the 8-minute rune fight, it's going to be in 30 seconds. It's going to be really big. Mapochka on Silencer always shows up to these rune fights. The hero's extremely strong. They even might want to dive Lorinov. So pops a shield rune early. Yeah,
it doesn't feel easy for Chimera, even if they do bring their supports mid, right? So the offensive potential of this Silencer and Tusk duo.
Well, if they bring TA2000, I was going to say...
that's true. If they bring the carry...
I was really bad at contesting runes, but Io with a carry, they turn this into a 4v3. Lara has to be careful.
No, he's unlikely to mess around with this. He's going to try and play for the RNG. It is going to be down bottom, but nothing too exciting. Just the invis room for Root. Back to the lane for TA2000. That's a pretty close start, really. 8 minutes in.
Yeah, nothing too crazy.
Yep.
Just, I would say neither draft has super fast tempo based on the heroes. You have Lorinov's going to want to farm his whole Bloodstone. He just has the Bloodstone queued up. You see him on a Sentry Ward.
A tithe to the impurities.
Probably can't get... Lorinov doesn't have stun. Oh, he just got level 8.
There we go. There's the opener into the rebound. And by some time in the snowball, but Root will be going down. Lorinov claims the kill.
The worst feeling in the world. Just a casual Sentry in their own big jungle. It's actually the worst when you see your own ward get dewarded as a support, and then your core walks to where they dewarded the ward into a Sentry ward and die. Do you ever do that, Owen?
Oh, yeah. Horrendous things.
Do you like ping ward here right after you die? And you're like, oh,
honestly, yeah. And sometimes even instinctually, I do it when I know that there's nothing there.
You just get caught out and you're like,
yeah, it's just responsive. It's like, I got to blame something else other than me. There's a ward there. Yeah. And there was not.
Hey, don't worry.
And then
it still
it
happens.
never really is when I do it.
No, it happens in these games.
Even at the high
I've
level,
played
yeah.
Officials and scrims where someone will die and they're
There's a
like,
ward.
there's a ward here, guys.
Yeah.
And then you go watch the replay after with them,
There's-
and they just walk through like the creep wave, and the enemy just saw them on the creep wave. You'd be surprised. A lot of funny stuff happens in these games. Even how serious this is. This is a top 4 game, elimination. It's still a game, end of the day. Everyone wants to have a little fun. Oh no, the Hawk's pulling Roshan, that's not fun.
They're going to get this tier 1 down bottom here. TH2000 swinging over to the bottom lane with Panto. Same time, got Team Spirit trying to get the tier 1 up top. So it's just going to be going down quite a little bit slower than that of the push of Chimera.
Yeah, my big worry for, I guess even for Chimera is, I think Sven is a really nice matchup for his Marcy, just because he's giving armor to his whole team. He hits really hard, can kill the Eye with cleave, and I feel like Radon's kind of going to be unchecked. He also effectively kind of has a built-in Battle Fury, whereas TA2000 has to spend all this gold to get a Battle Fury. Sven has it built-in, and I think Radon can just carry this game by himself almost if he gets the space for it. It just depends as well. We haven't really seen Win, and I don't know what Laro's really going to build on her. He's going for the Maelstrom, just I guess the old school build.
Oh, they're going to try for Dark. And as well with the focused fire.
Tag team.
It's taking a lot of damage. It's enough to bring him down, but TH2000 turns up, and we're going to see Chimera try and strike back. They're able to bring down Lal. Might even have the chance of chasing Collapse there. He's trying for the juke, but the rebound is on point by TH2000. As Chimera turn up, put a stop to the push. The tower is perfectly fine. And they get 2 pretty big kills, knocking out Collapse and Lal. Relatively easy there for TA2000.
Yeah, he had no wind run on Lara, so TA2000 killed him in one burst of the ult.
We'll see again. I mean, they went all in for Dahak. And to be fair to them, they kill him a little quicker than even I thought they were going to. They do bring him down, but at this point...
Look, Lara has no wind run.
He just dies immediately. Literally from
That's just
one
it.
flurry of TA2000's attacks, he's gone. And then just great read there from TA2000, catches him bang on with the rebound. And yeah, the tower still stands.
Yeah, it's actually... I'm pretty surprised that it took them that long to pressure this tower. I guess Collapse hasn't really been having this aggressive lane top. Even then, the biggest difference is the carries. So TA2000 showed up to the bot tower to take it, whereas Radon just kind of farmed the whole time. And that's the physical damage you need to take these early towers. You usually have to bring this like +1, this carry. Yeah, huge win for Chimera to just defend that tower, take the fight like that.
Yeah. Finally goes down, but indeed a good few minutes longer standing than that of Team Spirit's own tower down bottom. Lorinov is going to have the amplified damage rune in the bottle for the next fight. The Spirit have got to be very cautious of that one, especially if there's potential for a relocate play. But for now, at least Panto in this early game, very much sticking with that TA2000's Marcy. So as mentioned on the panel, we'll definitely see some more kind of switch up of who Panto decides to favor as his main +1 in the later stages of the game. Bottom, they're trying for Dahak. The halberd onto Radon, but Dahak's pretty on his own here. Guess the 4 of them will go down.
Yeah, he's just playing a bit aggressive. I think this is kind of Dahak's playstyle, though, and just in Bristle in general, is constantly shoving the waves in, being super aggressive, giving his team space. It definitely feels deaths matter a bit less in a good way.
Sure.
I think it's a lot of just being purely aggressive and constantly making them have to... They brought 4 heroes with their own jungle. So now, Lorinov, free game, T2000, free game. And obviously you want to avoid dying, but you take what you can get. I think I just find this draft is really strange for me to think about, because I feel like Win just is a very low impact hero, and neither team has good fight starters. So
what do you think they were looking for in the hero when they went with the Wind Ranger at the point of the draft they did?
I think it was just a Lesh response, because they picked it pretty much right after the Lesh in the draft, and also Io. It's good versus both, because both of them kind of rely on have one guy being alive walking into the entire enemy team, whether it's the Io pair or the Lesh himself. And Wind Run or Focus Fire kind of stops that fully. You focus and you kill only one guy a fight. That's the only job you can do. You kill one person. So in theory, it's just a good matchup.
1J.
Oh no!
Oh, lovely little setup there into the stun. That was, I mean, You know, when it comes to these Muerta players, you do see some fantastic stuff there. And 1J, another situation where he just lays down the spells perfectly.
Honestly, players are getting too good at Muerta.
They kind of are. It's like the hero. What we're seeing from the hero now compared to, like, you know, a few months ago, there's so many of these supports that they do it perfectly. To the point where I'm pretty sure we're gonna get some sort of Muerta nerf just because of how high skill some of these players are getting on the hero.
At the start, when she was first added to captain's mode, people would shoot the hero with it just for the slow, and they're like, oh, the slow's good enough. And now it's always angled perfectly to get them fear into your own team. It's these like crazy long angles. It's really fun to watch. I think Mertz is such a cool hero, just as a whole design. Her spells are really fun. I just think it's interesting she became a support, but it generally feels like it fits her. I don't know if it was intended, but I like it. Ooh, the Tormentor fight. So Chimera's too late because they were Roshing.
They might still take the fight because they might assume that Spirit's pretty low, but Spirit, they are straight out of there.
TA2000 might see them. TA2000 sees Rue.
Can he get on top of him though? Okay, with the TP over from 1J, there we go. 1J TP's over to cut off the escape of Rue. As Rue will have little ways to play his way out of this. Oh, okay, rebound is gonna miss. But they've still got plenty to throw down onto the tusk. Claim another kill for TA2000. 1J, of course, will secure the Shrine of Wisdom. At the same time, Laurenov, he's looking at trying to chase down some of the rest of Team Spirit here with the backup of Panto. But with the curse upon him, he's going to have to be a bit careful.
I think both teams are just struggling to start fights. Chimera doesn't have, like I was saying earlier, they don't have an initiator. They do have the Atos on 1J, but we've seen Lushes go Atos. Laurenov doesn't. I think it's because of this IO pairing. And on Radiant, you could say it's like, oh, they can shackle, or realistically, it's Radon, but a lot of Svens have kind of fallen out of favor of buying this Blink Dagger fairly early, or even a Shadow Blade. They're just going full stats. They want to be a strong right-click carry that walks in, and it definitely feels weird for teams to just start the fights, just walking at each other.
And we're seeing the river. Dahak is getting destroyed. We're going to have Laurenov try and charge towards them, see if we can get something in return. We get the stun in onto Maposhka, rebounding for TA2000. My goodness! What a beautiful jump from him there. They're able to get the cleanup. They get Rue as well. Laurenov gets the last hit upon it, all of them with the triple. I mean, yeah, it's some beautiful involvement in these early moves from TA2000, turning up and now over to the mid. They've got the setup here on towards Radon. Radon, again, disposed back into the silence. He can't even get this stun off. Finally gets it off, but it's too late. Laurenov, he sweeps across, gets the ultra kill. I mean, these moves across the map from Chimera, they're much too much for Spirit to deal with, it seems.
Yeah. And what's the best way to walk at the enemy team? It's get a haste rune. Laurenov goes in, just runs into everything.
Straight at them.
Super sick rebound from TA2000 as well.
Yeah, these jumps have been fantastic. Getting the perfect angle to just get that extra bit done with this Battle Fury. You know, he's running around with just Battle Fury and Mithril Hammer. And still, it's too much for Spirit to deal with right now. This Marcy's popping off.
Yeah, everyone on Chimera, I think, is popping off.
Yeah.
Dahak is just being aggressive, constantly playing in their jungle. It basically just baits Spirit onto him, knowing they can't let him sit there alone because he's free farming. And if they bring all their heroes there, now you might have to fight into an IO relocate. And when you focus Bristle, he's gooing everyone. Yep. That's why this Fast is so cool for utility, that you focus everything on Bristle, and if his team shows up, now you're all slow, now you all have minus armor, his team gets to clean up. And do you want to keep going on Bristle in this situation? You kind of have to. You can't leave him alone.
Yeah, but something bad's going to happen.
Yeah, they were lucky that first time.
Yeah.
They were lucky when he was just alone. Now he's got a team.
I think because this is the crazy thing as well. We'll see a setup here.
Relocate?
They're going to use the global. Just in an effort to try and allow Rue to get out of this one. But Laurenov and Panto are looking to cut him off.
His dagger.
He's got the blink in time, yeah. He'll be fine, but that's global down. So that's 100 seconds in which Chimera can feel pretty clear to go for another move.
I don't know if that global feels weird. They use it obviously to counter
You wouldn't global for your Tusk?
If their game plan is not to take a fight, I guess they don't want to fight into this Aegis.
Yeah.
For a minute, and by the time the Aegis is out, they'll probably have global. It's just one of those things that you're using your big team fight cooldown to save your support, and now you can't fight. It almost feels, you know, when you see a Tidehunter, they ravage. Oh. Well, doesn't need global if he's dead.
I mean, they're popping off it. 5K lead, 19 minutes in. And you just look at it like the kill involvement. This is quite a rare thing to see, right? 19 minutes in, they've got 14 kills as a team. Their Battle Fury carry, the Marcy, has the highest kill involvement. Tier 2000 is 570, he's been involved in 12 of the 14 kills. That's the most of anyone on his team.
Yeah. He's playing amazing.
He's everywhere.
He woke up today to win.
He's up and down across the map. Now they're taking over here, Chimera. 5K advantage. Spirit, they've got to try and slow them down somehow.
I think it's on Roshan. Roshan needs to be able to show up to these fights. He did get picked off mid, but Laurel hasn't felt very impactful. Maybe he was missing. He was hoping for a Brigand's Blade. That's why they picked one.
Oh, there we go.
He wanted the Brigand's Blade tier 2.
Is that what it is? Back in the game, so now you get these mids going. Listen, guys.
Pangolier.
Wind Ranger.
That's why Pang was being picked so much. 20% win rate?
I mean, honestly, Pango makes sense because of the Brigands, because it's pretty crazy on it.
Oh, so you're saying win doesn't?
I mean, win range is a win range, you know. Pango's a Pango. Apples and oranges. Does that mean they're the same
you
or
can't be
different?
wrong.
But you know what I mean? It
is comparing apples to oranges.
Well, let's have a look. They're going to try here. Get Roshan involved here around this fight in the mid. You know, we might be... Ooh, okay.
The worst
Gonna go
target.
on to Hark first. I mean, TH2000, he's jumping in. He's got a BKB on top of his Battle Fury, so TH2000 is not scared of much right now. I mean, they're having to pop the nighttime here, Collapse, to try and get away. Can they still fight with this Spirit? They do want to. They want to get Roshan involved. And Chimera, they're not giving it to them.
I don't think they can fight them. Again, they have no initiation. How do they start a fight? The reason the fight started was they walked into a bristleback and then went, oh, we did 10% of his health, guys. He's going to kill us all.
I mean, yeah, but where is it going to come from? I mean, it's got to be a blink surely on someone. Maybe blink on Collapse after the S and Y. Or does that feel bad?
They have the Rue blink, so it's all gonna be on this tusk to go in.
But isn't he looking to sort of sit back and try and save someone
Yeah, that's the
rather than be
hard
the
part.
initiator?
He has to initiate.
Sure.
And there's also Collapse, like you said. Maybe he goes blink. I don't think he will.
Okay. He'll just kind of put nighttime and run at them.
You just have to play with the vision.
Yeah.
And eventually, when you have full vision of the enemy team, you're going to get a random shackle. You're going to get a random Sven stun. It just is harder. And there's times in the game where you smoke like this, and you don't get the jump, and then you're thinking to yourself, oh, what do we do? So, you know.
And this is the thing, right? Because you can make the jump in, but with how large Lorinov is right now on the Leshrac, do you even want to be anywhere close to him?
No, even TA2000. I don't know if at this point Roshan will win the 1v1 man fight. Because I believe Unleash slows their BKB. So Roshan won't even be able to attack.
They're ready to try and finish off the tier 2 mid. Spirit not in position to take a fight here. But to let it go.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant are scanning.
Lorinov has a full Shivas.
Yeah, he's massive.
He is huge. The brain
Collapse.
drain from Maposhka.
Ooh, they don't see him quite there. So playing around the edge of the vision, Collapse is going to be okay.
He's scouting. They're kind of connecting. Maybe they catch 1J or Panto. Those are the two options for kills. It's just the supports.
Yeah.
I don't think TA2000 dies to this.
Maybe they can force his BKB.
Can they? The whole team is behind him.
Last year, he probably gets tethered and then he keeps his cool
Yeah.
and he's like, I don't even need to press it. Let's have a look. Oh, okay, no,
Okay,
he
he
feels
pressed it.
straight away. He's like, I got to press it, but he wants to press it and fight, of course. Gets back in with the dispose. They'll look towards Collapse. Collapse on top of Lorinov just gets completely shredded by the output of the Leshrac's damage. I mean, yeah, TH2000, he was just like, okay, you want to fight? We'll give it you. Just BKB grabs him and make sure that Spirit, or in particular Collapse, regrets looking to go and poking around for some sort of action.
It's getting worse and worse for Spirit. I think they missed their big window, especially that tier 1 top. You know, 15 minutes ago, they fight this tier 1 top. They all just kind of die, and I felt they haven't really done much sense. That was their last big move they did as a team that had any impact besides dying. And the win hasn't done much either, especially the win. I think this hero hasn't been picked. I think this is the first pick of the hero.
No, we had it. I think we had it once.
Did it win?
I'm gonna check. We
Okay.
had a game of it.
Okay.
I'll look up the stats for you, don't worry.
I just have always felt a bit awkward about this here. Even when it was a carry, there's...
You were never a Wind Ranger player back in the day?
I like playing Wind.
Yep.
I just like playing even though I thought it was not that good. It's a very fun
Is that
hero.
a common trend between mid players, do you think? It's fun to play, but it's probably not the best one.
Yeah, I think mid players will play stuff for fun.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Usually, I feel like most mids on teams kind of just get to pick whatever hero they want. The captain's like, yo, I don't understand mid. I don't play mid. What do you want to play this game?
So you're like, so we have one of them previous patch in Gaming versus Avalos.
Okay.
I'll check if it won or lost. And then one of them was by Spirit. Okay, no, it lost both games.
Okay.
So Avalos lost with it last patch, and then Spirit, they did try another game with it. They lost with it. To be fair, though, that was against Paravision, arguably the strongest team in the tournament. But here today against Chimera, also struggling. And again, you know, Chimera, they're not one to write off. They've had some crazy wins in that group stage too. So
Definitely.
yeah, maybe it's the win rate you're gonna. Maybe that ain't the hero.
I just really...
He went 3-7-3 against Paravision. And what's the KDA looking like this game?
2-4-2.
It might be on track to be the same.
It might be a bit better.
A little bit,
Maybe only
maybe.
5 deaths, 6 deaths.
We'll see if they can do anything here around the Roche. Because at the moment, Chimera, oh, okay, it's on the move, of course. Rue?
Can he get the blink off?
He can. Oh, we're going to see Roshan try and commit in for the fight. They're going to look towards the Hawk. Roshan indeed has been taken down. Banner's on the ground, though. Collapse. He's able to steal the Roshan banner. So a little bit of something here for Spirit. They're going to try and fight back. Lal, he's gone for the focus fire into Panther. They have the global silence as well to give them the full chance to go all in on the IO. They kill Panther off, but he's ready to buy back. Roshan, he's had to BKB for the remainder of his God Strength and kind of run away. He does not want to be a part of this fight. It gets a little messy. Roshan starts to get on the move. As I say, Collapse was able to pick up the Roshan banner. But overall, Chimera, they still get the Aegis on Lorinov, and they still take the fight, killing off both Collapse and Rue. Only losing Panto themselves.
They're
I mean, because Roshan just couldn't find a way into that.
Yeah.
God Strength BKB, I don't think he really managed to get... barely managed to touch anyone.
I was watching him just run
rough.
through the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did 300 damage that fight on Sven. His silence, or his Tusk did more damage.
He just couldn't find a target. It was much too chaotic. But you can see as well, obviously turning up the gods. Roshan knows, right? He has to try and do something right now, considering the state of the game. It's just ever so hard to do with just how much the game is starting to fall apart for Spirit and just how far ahead, again in particular, the Lorinov with his farm is just ahead of anyone else.
Yep, and he does recognize, so he queues up Blink now.
Yeah.
Before his crit, because he was going to buy a Chrysalis. Now he's going to go Blink. He has to. If you watch these fights consistently, Team Spirit doesn't really get an opening. I would say, you know, Chimera doesn't also have an opening, but since they're the ones ahead, they're the ones with the Lesh who actually walks at you and is happy walking at you, they have the advantage. No one on Team Spirit is necessarily happy being that guy that just kind of walks into 5 heroes and doesn't know what happens. Tormentor for Panto. Definitely a good one. It's just nice. It feels good. I don't know how... I don't actually know how impactful it is. It just seems, if you think about it, it's good.
It's a big number, right? 120 damage per second?
Yeah.
60 here. Sounds pretty good.
And that's per unit you hit. You can just tell Lesh to walk through 5 heroes.
That's true.
It's a lot of healing. And I think it has the... Everything works with creeps now, right? Any healing dealt to creeps. They did like the whole blanket. So it's not as strong versus creeps.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Make sure they secure their own Shrine of Wisdom as well there. Leaving up no opportunity for Spirit ready to take anything from them. How's the progress for Lal looking? He's trying to get his Manta online, so he's got some sort of quick way to get out of... if he does get clipped, well, I guess by the silences and the roots of 1J on the Muerta.
Yep, just the Atos, the Gleipnir.
Yeah. Now push is coming in. Chimera. Onto the high ground. Spirit, what's the plan?
They don't have great defense. They're going to just need to end up taking a real fight.
Roshan is here. Blink at the ready.
It's that shot.
They're going to be a bit careful about this. I think that courier actually did pass by and give them vision, so they're going to know that there's an amplified damage rune up at the top. So a TA2000, I imagine, is going to want to get his hands on that one. Or maybe Lorinov, honestly, with how large this Lishrak is. And yeah, bottle is at the ready, so Lorinov can grab that for the next one in the mid. They'll find the chance to jump TA2000. Gets caught by surprise. The question is, can they still fight, though? 5 versus 4. Because this Leshrac has an Aegis and an amplified damage. They're going to try and chase on. Look at the 1J, but Lorinov, he's not scared. Jumps forward aggressively. Radan seeing if he can still find a chance to get back in, but does get clipped by the stuns to get the shackle shot onto Lorinov. They'll try and burst through him. The once they've got him. It's the Aegis gone. So they can go for round 2 now.
They can global the reload.
Let's have a look. He gets the blink off in time. Shackle, not going to latch. Here at the front of the fight, Dahak trying to draw their attention away from the rest of the team, and he's able to tank through it this time. They can't finish up Dahak straight away. The global comes out, but still Lorinof's able to back up over towards the tier 2. He's fine, and now he can just turn back in, look towards Rue. The global silence only momentarily stopping Chimera in this team fight as they're ready to keep going. Lorinov gets on top of Lal. And Radan, he just has to run. There's no further fight to be had here for Spirit. Collapse may struggle to get out of this one as he's running out of options himself. He'll try and hold back the damage here with the disarm, but Illusion Room's picked up easy peasy there for Chimeras. They get the 3 of them. It's just proven to be all too much for Spirit to fight. And again, Radan's trying his best, trying to find some sort of way to get stuck in, but it's just so risky, and they can make that jump, blow up TA2000 with the overwhelming damage with the God Strength. But outside of that, the team fights are getting so messy for Spirit.
Yeah, it was a fight 5v4 at the start of the fight. The carry is dead for Chimera. And it felt like they didn't even need him. Lorinov was able to just walk and ever. Also, Dahak just survived.
He just
5
yeah,
heroes
at this point.
beating.
What do you do if you're Spirit? And he's 3-7-3 last time. He might be on track to be 3-7-3 again on the win range this time, Gunnar.
Yeah, he's getting close.
Imagine.
Dude, they don't pick it again after this. Right, this is a game 1 experimental.
Who knows? There's still a little chance.
Yes.
We may still be seeing a Win Ranger Rampage on our screen before the end of this game. We don't know.
Top tower is under
It might happen.
It could happen right now in the next 20 seconds.
Let's have a look. Smoke up here from Team Spirit.
They need to focus. Maybe if Lorinov dies, it's best case scenario. It's just there's so much you have to do to kill him.
Yeah, that's
He can BKB.
Yep.
And then Bloodstone, which will purge both the globals. And he's just so tanky.
Here we go. They might try it. They're going to see if they can burst Lorinov immediately in the fight. They get him with the jump. They get him down to about half HP. They'll kill him off. Okay. Lorinov's gone. It's a great start to the fight. They turn towards tier 2000. They get the carry Marcy as well. A beautiful start to Team Spirit this time round as they can look for more. Global silence is out. Rue and Radan looking to chase out 1J. They get the stun connection. They're ready to turn back over towards Panto. 1J sharded, caught here on the edge of the Roshan pit. They'll get him. A beautiful jump. I mean, that's the key, I guess. They just jumped the Leshrac. Yeah. They're able to kill Lorinov. And then the fight starts to fall apart. Dahak.
Cancel.
They're able to stop it. Collapses in time. Still a bit tricky to take down. I'll take a fair bit of damage in response for going for him here as he's able to survive still through quite a bit. And they should still eventually get him as they get a team wipe. There we go. Spirit, just like that. That was all like a 9k gold swing or something. Yeah. Back in the game, they get the jump onto Lorinov, and despite how farmed he is, Radan was able to kill this Leshrac.
Why didn't TA2000 have ult in that fight? I don't think they recently...
We'll be able to check the replay.
Yeah, no, when they were fighting, his ult was still like 6-7 seconds cooldown. And he wasn't able, if he was able to have ult, he would probably bash Radan once or twice. Maybe he saves his ledge. And even the man fight, it's super different if he has ult, because he's slowing the attack speed of Spent, but just not having this big cooldown. I don't know if he was using it to fart. Maybe there's a kill I missed. I just don't remember there being a kill recently. Huge swing. Just the fact that they're able to burst Lorinov like that, it's the chain stun. So they do have a lot of chain stun, so his Tusk into a spin.
Again. I just did the perfect jump.
Yep.
Straight for the Leshrac. It's the biggest threat. Get him out of the fight as quickly as you can, and they can.
So like, TA2000 still has no ult. He gets it just now, right before he dies. And I think that could change everything, because it's an AoE attack speed slow as well when the pulses pop.
It's a massive swing. I think large in part just because of how specific and particular Radan's been about when he fully commits, right? The last few fights, he has not fed. He's not gone in unnecessarily. He's known when there's nothing to be done. He's been out of there.
Definitely.
But when he chooses to strike, it is the right time.
Ooh, they smell the smoke out. So 1J's hit the dead shot. So you hear like this sound when you hit a hero with the fear, and they know exactly where the smoke is. Shouldn't get caught. They're just sitting as 5. Game just got so much closer.
Oh, it really did. That whole lead just taken away in a moment off the back of that team wipe. Chimera, though, not afraid to fight back. See if they can regain what they had before. They'll get the jump to Miposhka. Forced out to the side there by Lal. See the jump in, TH2000. He gets the jump in on towards Lal. Dispose as well. Quickly with the Manta, Lal. Continue the run. Chimera still looking to move forward into this. Jump forward. Laurenos in with the BKBs. Close the gap onto Lal. Stun connects. They'll kill off the Wind Ranger.
Bolted.
In onto TH2000. I mean, the damage coming out here with the crits as well. 2100 damage there from Radan in that one hit. TH2000 at this point getting completely crushed anytime Radan's able to get the gap closed. And he might be ready to go for more. He's wrapping around for the side. He's found his next target. Jumps onto Panta. Bam! The IO disintegrates. And Radan, he's not done yet. Harpoon over towards Lorinov. The Lotus Snowball will buy a little bit of safety for Lorinov. Radan, his God Strength will wear off. So he may call it quits here and back off from the rest of the potential of this fight. And indeed he will. He won't commit back in. So Chimera able to get some kills off towards the end. But again, I don't know, this Radan Sven factor, it's getting pretty spooky when you watch what he's doing. Amongst the chaos, it feels like there's a high chance that Radan might just have this all under control for Spirit.
Yeah, it definitely feels almost like he's 1v5ing these fights.
Yeah.
He also has the global backup. I think Silencer, huge in team fights. He gets the new global it basically applies twice. So if you dispel it once, you have to dispel it a second time. It's just really hard to cast the spells for the beginning of the fights, and that's exactly what Sven wants. His whole new tree and like innate is that he does 30% more damage on enemies that are stunned. So this Sven Blink stun combo is you have to kill the guys in this stun. That's also why the chain stuns are so good from Tusk, from Wind, because he's just doing more damage to whoever's chain stun. And he gets all of his burst.
This is a bit risky, right?
Yeah.
They're going for Roche. BKB and God Strength are going to be back up in a few seconds for Radan. So he's ready to go.
5 seconds on global.
Oh, this is a risky one to push for Chimera. Do they really get away with this, Roche? Depends how long it takes Spirit to jump.
They see how low it is.
Lal, he's checking it out, collapses in, and there's Radan in for the angle, goes in with the BKB and the God Strength, but does get caught immediately by the stun. Still, though, the pickup of the Aegis is on the floor. There it is, tier 2000, he'll secure Aegis for the Marcy. Radan now in severe trouble as he's surrounded by Dahak and Lorinov. Chimera, they'll take the fight. They tried their best there with the jump.
And Refresher got picked up by Lorinov.
But I think the only thing what Spirit got there, well, they got the last bit of damage. They got the kill on Roche.
Got the last hit.
But they didn't get the Aegis, the banner. They did not get the cleanup. They lose Miposhka as well. Smiles out here for Chimera. I mean, Chimera, they can start running down the lanes, taking these barracks.
Yeah, they can just keep going.
And just like that, the game has gone back to kind of where it was before. Those couple of solid teamfights Spirit had around the mid. Spirit, they're losing the base.
Yeah, it just might be two sides. There's nothing.
It might be more. I mean, it's a minute without Radan. He's going to have to commit buyback.
Yeah, and even with buyback, no BKB, no ult for 40 seconds. He doesn't want to fight.
I mean, that attempt to fight at the Roche up,
it looks so good, though.
It did. It looked like Spirit were going to get the whole complete setup. I've got to try and catch what happened again, because I saw Radan blinking. I think he got stunned by something through the BKB.
TH2000 bashed him twice in a row.
Just immediately. Because he didn't even manage to get any sort of attacks off when he went in with the God Strength and the BKB.
Yeah, I don't know if he had the Abyssal finished by the time of that fight and he Abyssaled him, but he definitely had the bashed him, I think, twice in a row, pretty much up 2 different volleys.
Yeah, it completely stopped.
And the other big thing was, all right, it's just mega creeps.
Yeah, just like that.
Okay.
And maybe more. They're looking for kills.
They're looking to end the game.
Chased up towards Lal. Lal's desperately going to get back to the fountain. Will survive in time, and Poshka's caught out of it. Rue's gone. I mean, I don't think I've seen a game go back and forth as quickly as this one has in quite some time.
Yeah,
from Radan crushing these team fights to then Chimera taking what seemed to be a risky Roche that apparently was not. They were ready. And now Spirit, they're up against mega creeps when it looked like 5 minutes ago they were going to have a solid chance at this one.
Chimera's back to being disbanded. That's all they needed. They needed to lose 3 series in a row. Morale's at an all-time low. And then they win the first game.
Well, let's see if Spirit have got one more fight in them here. Collapsed. He's gone. He has buyback available. Radan is in position. There's the angle. Coming in with the damage. They'll be able to cleave down Lorinov. Tier 2000, can they get him out of it? They can't. The Harpoon comes into play. They kill off the Marcy. Shackles onto Panto. They'll surround the IO as this is going to be Spirit cleaning up. So let's see how they do now. The Mega Creeps are up against them, but they're... Oh, can they get the Huck as well? They can! Punch up in time. Radan's got the damage. They've team wiped them. What's going to happen next? Here, Gunner.
Okay, so 5 dead.
Yep.
On Chimera. Then it was 5 dead pretty much for Spirit in the Pit.
This is a crazy
and now 5
game.
dead again for Chimera.
Yep.
Is it, so we got like 1 minute, it's going to be 5 dead on Spirit? Or we're done with the
Look at
back
this
and forth?
damage as well, Radan.
Yeah. What?
13k hero damage done in that one team fight there. Down the mid they go.
You can see the power of the innate just with everything stacked up. So Lara gets this really sick 2-man shackle on both of the cores. And so Sven's doing 30% more damage to both of them, fully cleaving through. He also is doing 120% cleave damage.
Yep.
So he's doing like 160% damage, something like that, to the Lesh, just with the cleaves. And then you combine that with ult, you combine that with cleave, and you're dead. There's nothing you can do to fight against this hero. He also went the stun duration talent, which I think probably is better now, especially with how just the innate works, his damage works, stunning them an extra 1 second. It's a 2.6 second stun.
It is a very powerful stun, you're right. But it's got to be hard to pass up that 50%.
Yeah. You're basically trading about 100 damage for 1 extra second of being stunned.
Wow. Now, how well can they deal with Mega Creeps here, Spirit's heroes?
Pretty. Well, I wanted to say pretty good. I don't know if that's actually true.
Okay.
Wind is okay at it. They have like 2 heroes that are okay at it. Wind's okay. Night Stalker's okay. Silencer's okay. Sven's really good.
Yeah.
So Radan's basically going to have to do most of it by himself. They just... It can't be Radan because he's the one that needs to be in every single fight. I think if he's not single-handedly carrying the damage of these fights, the stuns, they're never going to do anything. And usually you don't want that hero to be the wave shover.
And we're gonna get some fun as well because Rue, he's nearly got his Aghanim's.
Okay.
So he's ready to start kicking them into the fountain when they come for the push and come to try and close the game up. Tormentor cleaned up. Nice shot to be found here for Lorinov on the Lestrak.
The other fun one is Laurel's got a rapier queued.
There we go. I did not say there is a world where before the end of this game we may see a Wind Ranger rampage.
Yeah, you did.
Maybe.
That was even before the 5-man
They thought
wipe.
I was crazy, but there's a chance. It could still happen.
So Spirit wiped them twice since you said that. So you're not too far off.
They're going to go for Dahak top. It's a quick and easy kill. They get in front of him, cut him down with a few swipes here from
They're
Radan.
reloading in.
Uh-oh. But they bring Lorinov over.
He's so strong, though.
Let's have a look. But Radani's doing a fair bit of damage. And the stuns just... he can't move, Lorinov. He can't do anything. He's dead.
Okay.
Okay.
TR2000.
The other 2 cores didn't have a great chance. We're going to see TR2000 try for it now. He's in with a jump over towards Radan. He's got the dispose, but the snowball's coming in. They have the stuns, and TR2000's dead. 1J is going to almost certainly die as well. They have the control. He's trying to run. Double kill for Rue. Radan's perfectly fine. My goodness, there was like all 3 cores. They tried to team up with the IO, and nobody had a good time. Everybody just died one after one. This game's insane.
What? Why did they reload? Why can't it just be? Oh, okay. They use like a smoke. 4 heroes brought to kill the Hawk.
They really went for that fight.
It's okay, guys. The Hawk died. Let's just play safe. They're down gold.
Yeah.
Spirit is up 4,000 gold against the Mega Creeps, and now the Tusk Axe is coming out. Lara has his Nullifier versus all these like Dispelables, the Ghost Scepter, the Force Staffs.
Okay.
Even the Leshrac. So Leshrac had bought Ags, and it's dispellable by the Nullifier. So I don't know if you can't really afford that many mistakes. Even though with the Megas, it kind of gives you +1, maybe +2 big mistakes.
I mean, that's the temptation, right? When you've got the Mega Creeps, you're like,
Everything's
we
fine.
can try this. It's fine. We've
Yeah.
got the Mega Creeps. We've basically won this game. Doesn't matter what we do.
You can be lazy.
You can,
You
but
just-
to a limit.
Yeah. You just think, oh, okay, everybody's pushing in.
Yep.
We'll always see them. We'll never get ganked. We can farm everything until next Roche or next big item. We can go whenever we feel like, and Team Spirit just goes.
They certainly do.
They find like the perfect timing where their waves are shoved enough. They're not getting map pressure. They find, I don't know, the perfect fight. I don't know what more you could ask for. Ooh.
What do you imagine Spirit do now? They just sort of wait for Chimera to do that again? Or do they get out on the hunt?
Probably. You just wait.
Just wait?
The big move you would want to make is for Roche. Getting this Aegis is really important, but
Yeah.
yeah, you basically are just chilling. You just don't want to be the ones caught out on Spirit, because if Spirit get caught out, Radon has no buy. And
Ooh, amplified damage rune.
okay.
That's a tasty one here for Mr. Lorenoff or for Mr. Tier 2000.
Looks like TA's
Yeah,
gonna get
give
it.
them the bottle. There we go. I guess you do want to...
The Hawk is so far.
Okay. He's just not scared.
Yeah,
Which is fair. He's got the whole team behind him. Team Spirit are a little bit split up.
they should make their way.
Does anybody get
The
caught here?
Shivas?
It's going to clip onto Rue and Maposhka. They get the stun opening on towards Rue, but he's forced up to the high ground. And yeah, Red Arm is able to TP out there from the tree line. So everybody gets back to base safely on Team Spirit.
Radon also went, so he went Abyssal. I think not a lot of Svens have ever gone Abyssal really in the history of the hero, just because he has like a built-in stun. You'd rather buy items with damage. But again, because of
This is an 8.
the innate,
Yep.
it's really cool. I actually like the design of the hero now, that you just want to kill these heroes in the stuns because you get kited. It kind of makes sense with his playstyle. It just makes him better at what he's good at without making him broken in general.
And how's the Rapier Dream looking? 4,200 gold
Getting
on the
close.
way to it, lol.
Yeah, just about 1,400 away.
Off they go, Spirit.
He also can sell he's going to have to sell an item. Probably...
Probably just the treads, right?
Yeah,
Line
I
the
think
win
he
run.
needs the Maelstrom to shove these waves out. You don't really want to give that up.
Roshan's up. And they know. Last time round, this didn't go too hot for Chimera. Or it did.
It did.
I can't even remember now how back and forth it went. Yeah, it did. It did go hot.
It went bad for Spirit.
That's true. They all jump in and then get stunned. It was
It's also
unfortunate.
very hard because of the less shard. So you're going to start spam applying his split Earths. It's going to be impossible for Team Spirit to really walk in there. So they have to find the heroes outside the pit.
They're going to look for 1J, but 1J got the ult off very
Nice ult.
quickly. Tier 2000 in with the jump over towards Radan, but Radan turns, stands his ground. The Abyss was there holding Radan in position for now.
don't
Tier
think they can
2000, he
fight
has to
this on
run. The
TA.
punch up there from Rue. They keep Tier 2000 controlled. There's just not kicks it over Radan. Radan, he's in trouble. They've just got to leave him behind. There's no saving the spend.
no buyback.
As Radan will fall. Lal was able to take Panther in return, but they still had to just split and get out of his Spirit, get back to the base, deal with the fact that there's multiple siege creeps trying to hit the Ancient right now. They got to deal with that one. So Chimera will get the space for Roshan. Spirit, they have to get on the defensive and try and hold for 80 seconds without Radan.
Rapier time. Laura has to do this.
He's got to do it. There it is.
Okay.
Sell the treads. He's got the Rapier. As was foretold, maybe the Wind Ranger Rampage will turn this game around, Gunnar.
I think he also needs 25 on the win for the
advanced skills.
Yep. Because it goes down to a 12-second cooldown if you get a kill.
Yep.
Again, Wind is only really good at killing one hero at a time, so making a 12-second cooldown instead of 30 lets you actually pseudo-kill multiple heroes in the fight. It's still... I don't know if Chimera will push. They might not make this super aggressive guys just go in the game.
Do you assume when you click this Sven that he doesn't have buyback? Or you... In a game as crazy as this, right? I feel like it's hard to tell.
It's hard to track.
It's hard to tell if he's going to have the gold or not.
Especially when people start selling these items and like changing them in and out.
You kind of forget where they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to make him buy with the IO respawn. Like IO reloads.
Oh, there's the kick! Oh, not quite all the way into the Phantom, but still in the hands of Lal.
Okay.
And with a Rapier and a focus fire.
That's 25 on Laurel.
Lal makes quick work at the Bristol.
This is so stressful for Chimera. They feel so strong. I think they've just felt strong the entire game. They're always ahead. Radon was never going to have impact. T2000 could like man fight him, bash him. There was a few times it felt a bit scary when Radon started showing up to these fights, but I think every time they just are getting killed. Just getting a bit outplayed.
Oh, you know what as well? There's potential for so many things this game, but there's potential right down the line. What items does Marcy need to have to be able to relocate in and ult the Ancient and kill it through backdoor protection?
Ooh.
Like a Rapier is one enough? You get one Rapier, are you killing
Maybe
it?
Rapier AC?
Rapier AC, you can end the game through backdoor?
I think so.
That might happen as well. We might see something crazy like that come out from them.
And then Panto gets 25.
Yeah.
Gets a Deso.
There's crazy futures ahead of us. Multiple timelines we could end in, and all of them are pretty fantastic with the game as wild as this one.
If they get to this point, they're all entertaining.
Yeah. 48 minutes in, 5k lead for Spirit, but the Mega Creeps are up against them. Aegis as well in the hands of their opponents. Still low enough with that for 3 minutes. But they have a Rapier on Lal. Still, the buyback situation is obviously very important to note, and it's the fact that Radon's he's going to need a lot of money before he's got his buyback back online here as the Sven.
He's been buying all his items every time he gets it. He's not really playing for
He's all in.
buy. He bought the shard as well, so now Warcard is undispellable. Well, I don't know if there's purge on... Yeah, there's no purge on Chimera, but just more armor, also in AoE, more movement speed. It's a good shard.
I mean, so what's the goal now for Chimera with this Aegis? What are they sort of saying to themselves? How are they discussing the ways they want to go about ending this game?
I would say the first thing they want to do is make sure they all have buy.
Yep.
Which I think they do, right? Marcy's close. Marcy and IO, so about 200 gold for each. They probably want to get their buybacks. And when there's about a minute left on the Aegis is usually when you should go dive. Because otherwise, if you go in too late, then the Aegis might expire during the fight. And if you go too early, then you're wasting a lot of the farming time of the Aegis. Again, it is scary for them. It's not this easy push. We just go hit the throne. Sure, they could commit in, press 5 BKBs, all hit the throne, force the enemy glyph, and then they have this like 5-minute window to do it again and hopefully kill the throne. It's just a big risk. Because then you reach the point of, oh, now maybe we have to buy back for Team Spirit so they don't kill our throne, and it's stressful. 50 minutes in. You don't want to throw these kind of games.
Especially not down here in the lower bracket at the playoffs.
Yeah. Loser of the series is going home.
They're going on.
Still top 4. It's
still pretty good.
It's still pretty
But
good.
yeah, if you get it this far,
You don't want to get 4th.
You're in it to win it.
Yeah.
4th place is just not going to be good enough. You want that top spot. Trying to wisdom.
All right, Lorna bought out. He doesn't even want his buyback.
He's close. He's like, guys, it's fine. I'll go in. I'll get at least 1 kill on the way out. I'll have buyback.
Yeah, he'll get 800 gold. TA2000 also just bought out. None of them care about buy.
Okay.
I mean, it is risky because, again, they have 30 seconds on this Aegis, so either they just aren't going to use the Aegis.
I don't think they are. I think they're going to wait.
Just go farm more. All right, 2,000 gold for TA2000. He just full bought out an MKB. Interesting choice. I guess it's for the wind.
I would have rather seen him go for that AC and then had the chance to get the rapier.
Yeah.
That backdoor play, it could definitely be a play.
Yeah, it could be a play.
It could be a play.
Is it the play? Is it a winning play? I don't know. That sounds like an unranked 5-stack kind of play. Guys, let's hit the throne. They can't stop us.
I'm just trying to envision how, but it would go down quite quickly, or would I be? It wouldn't look that quick.
Is this through back door?
Yeah.
Or no?
Through back door.
Through back door.
It's
Not quick enough. I think Lara would be able to TP and ult the Marcy and kill her.
That's true. The Wind Ranger factor, unironic, at this point of the game, like, there was definitely a period where it's like, all right, lol, what are you going to do on the Wind Ranger? But now at this stage, it's very clear what he's going to do. With the rapier and the BKB, he can just focus down and pretty much eliminate any of these heroes.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's pretty terrifying for Chimera. The Wind Ranger now is absolutely a threat.
He also has the Brute, so he's doing a bit of bonus magic damage on these hits. Ooh, I think it might be worth it for him to buy out the Ags on the Wind too, just for the... It gives 45% physical damage reduction on Wind Run, just like flat, and it also makes you invis, which, honestly, the flat damage reduction is more impactful than the invis because it means TA2000 is a MKB, so he gets like True Strike on his hits, can kind of pierce the evasion, but the fact you just reduce the amount of damage you take by 45%, it means maybe you actually survive this TA2000 Marcy. Whereas right now, he definitely dies if he takes maybe even 1 volley, just how squishy he is.
Well, slowdown continues. Aegis, of course, long gone. Are they going to try and push now? Smoke. Also, the ninja gear from TA2000. He tries to get some sort of setup at the front. They'll find collapse outside of the base. Same time, in the base, though. I mean, TA2000 is going to get kicked over towards the fountain. Charge won't grab him. Loronov's got to back off for now. He will. The attention's been turned over towards TA2000. The shackle indeed off the creep, catching him out. He's gone. They've got to run.
The throne? It's okay.
Creep's done a little bit of work. They lost TA2000. A buyback did come out from Spirit, so if Chimera lose nothing else and can make sure that nothing occurs during this next 80 seconds, it's a minor bit of progress as they forced out a support buyback.
Yeah, just do that 4 more times.
Yeah.
One core buyback per push. Definitely is not going to throw the gold lead.
It was a bit of an awkward move. They went pretty deep for that.
Yeah, how did the Marcy end up all the way in the base?
I just rebounded in like beyond the Ancient to try and kill the Silencer. And they did kill the Silencer.
Yeah.
Rue. He's going to get another kickback. And straight into the hands of Radan as they look to burst through. Dahak, if they got enough damage to do it, they have. They bring Dahak down. Lorenos in with the BKB though, chases down Rue. Rue will be able to buy some safety here with the snowball. The silence comes out from Miposhka, but he dies, and with that he's out for 100. Rue will also go down. Both supports out of the game. Rue does have the luxury of buyback, uses it straight away. 1J fending off Collapse here towards the back of the fight, and the damage is done. Here with the Pierce the Veil from 1J, it's enough to bring Collapse out of the game as well. Chimera finding a solid fight here out on the mid, and a fight without their carry. They did not even need Tier 2000 for that one. Spirit has 2 more buybacks that have been forced out of theirs. Obviously, Dahak, the one coming out from Chimera's side, and still overall leaving Spirit in definitely a worse position now when it comes to the buyback statuses.
Yeah, it feels... It is getting a bit hard now for Spirit to find the good engagements, I would say, because of the creeps. The heroes are pretty bad at pushing waves, and... I don't know what they do. Their heroes don't get better at pushing waves.
Chimera can go all in now. At least that's going to be the temptation, right? They know that they've gone for that initial kind of punch. They've weakened Spirit. And now they're going to try for the finishing blow.
Yep. There's a glyph.
But Rue, he's ready to start it. He gets the kickback onto Lorenos.
Okay.
Lorenos gone. Does he want to buy back for this? He might need to Tier 2000. He's just getting destroyed. He has to jump out of it with a rebound. He's on the retreat. Lorenos going to come in with the buyback. Dahak is not getting saved. Dieback on him. The bristle's out for 2 minutes. As 1J kicked back as well into the high ground of Spirit. They'll clean up another. And Chimera, they went pretty heavily in on that. They tried to take the risk. Does not pay off. Spirit, they keep the Ancient alive. Fell down to about half HP.
Didn't even glyph though.
And they've now got 100 seconds basically where there's no Dahak Bristle. If Team Spirit wants to get on the map and try and do something.
The other big thing was, so Lorenos bought back.
He did.
He had no travels, no way to get to the fight quickly. He just TP'd and walked.
I mean, they had to relocate, right? So maybe it was anticipating a potential play from Panto to bring him in.
Yeah, it's so much of a commitment to this fight that's almost lost. Even if he had travels, I think these aggressive buybacks are usually bad in stressful games like this, where you're in your mind, you want to buy back, guys, I'm going to buy back, we'll end the game. And more often than not, I think it's bad. It's usually better to wait 1 second, 2 seconds, be like, okay, wait. Is this worth buying back? Will I win the game with this buy? Because now, 7 minutes of no, if you kill the Lesh,
yep,
it's even more important, more impactful than killing the Hawk on Bristle. Everyone is so farmed.
I mean, Miposhka's just treated himself to a refresher orb. So, 2 globals ready to drop in the next fight. And that just, especially with the reverberating silence, it's incredibly disruptive to anything, any sort of save or play that Chimera want to make. As long as Miposhka's not the one getting jumped. And to be fair to him, the only time recently he got jumped was when he was standing by his own Ancient. So it's like, what can you do? You know, if they jump you there, they'll jump you anywhere.
Just in the fountain. Don't even leave.
Here we go. What do we have? Aegis for Collapse. Refresher Shard for Radan. He has also easily got enough money now to treat himself to the Moon Shard and maintain that buyback gold. Of course, Lal had enough to treat himself to the Ag's Blessing and still have the money for buyback available. So Chimera, I mean, who's sweating more right now? Is it Chimera or Spirit? It feels like it's probably Chimera.
Probably Chimera. I know the feeling of these mega creep games.
Yep.
As both sides, and usually as a team defending, when it gets to this point, you're kind of even, maybe even ahead. You're not losing. The game's not, oh, you're mega, you're just waiting to lose the game. You keep getting to play. If Spirit end up losing, it's a haha, whatever. We shouldn't even have the chance to have this opportunity to win the game. Doesn't really matter that we lost. And for Chimera, you lose this kind of game, and it's, oh my god, what did we do wrong? We just played 60 minutes in a game that was supposed to be over in 30. We lost with mega creeps. It feels bad. Losing this game is, for Chimera, is the biggest like emotional swing compared to anyone else losing.
So what you said is if they hadn't hit the iceberg yet, this game would absolutely be the
This
iceberg.
game, if Chimera lose this game, is the iceberg.
Radiant's ancient is under attack.
But they haven't lost yet.
No, they're still in it.
They also, they don't even have, they still have 2 of their tier 2 towers alive. They have mega creeps. It's not a dire situation.
I still there is absolutely a chance.
You want the throne
where
to
some
get
relocate. Yeah, there's going to be a rat play that could end the game. It really could happen, especially if we get some juicy tier 5 neutrals.
Yeah, that's coming out soon. I've slightly bad news. Panto went for not that fast, or not that talent.
The attack.
That one is really cool. That's a new one. I haven't seen that one, I believe. The Unslowable.
Okay.
It's pretty cool. It's just, I don't think Spear really has that many slows. They're mostly stuns, right?
It's just what kind of the Void Slow and the
Silencer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the tag team too.
Sure.
The tag team's
on
from
you.
slowing. But I would have liked the other one. Ooh, the blink.
Ooh, he's running tier 2000, but the damage
rapier
from low
damage?
with his focus fire. My goodness.
Execute power shot. Just pretend you have the facet.
Just imagine.
Could have gotten
If
him.
you imagine hard enough, maybe it would somehow work, but of course it would not. He's got the entangled.
Imagine you could just end up with multiple facets. You know, 60
Ah,
minutes
too
you get.
busted. Yeah, too busted.
What would be the most broken here if you get out every facet?
If you're going to get both facets.
Would it be Dragonite? All 3 dragons?
Oh, well, I mean, there you go. It's going to be one of the ones that has like 3 facets for sure. There you go.
Faceless Void would get 2 ults.
Yeah, but that would, yeah, but he would still be bad, unfortunately.
Oh.
Yeah, sad times.
What? I think Nightstar could be super good. The new facets.
Oh, you got the both of them?
Yeah, you get the one that gives you extra point in Q, and then you have one that gives you...
Yeah, but that would just break the universe in the Dota 2 world, because like, how can the game start as night and day at the same time? That's just not possible.
Not possible. It can't happen.
It's just... That, if someone was going to crash the servers, having 2 facets on Nightstalker, that would certainly do it. Another Abyssal coming out here. Collapse on the Nightstalker. And what are we getting on the tier 5s? Anything exciting?
Magic Lamp.
Time to get crafting. Ooh, Magic Lamp.
It's a good one for Lush.
Yeah. Especially against all these stuns that he's just getting completely just dumpstered with.
It's a guaranteed BKB.
Yeah.
I think unless it's a Tusk Punch, because the Tusk Punch can't be purged. So every initiation should start with Rue, hopefully, ideally. And then they stun him again after they pop that Magic Lamp.
Is that the only knock-up that can't be purged, the Tusk Punch?
I think so.
Because of like Torrent Right, you can instantly be brought down out of it. What's the other one?
There's Rubik Lift, but that one...
Yeah,
I guess that's not really a knockup. I want to say it's only Tusk that I can think of off the top of my head. Kick technically would work too.
That's true. Yeah, you're still gonna get kicked.
Toss you can't.
That's true. Toss, you still
Toss.
stay up in the air, right? Yeah, even if a shield or something comes in to dispel stronger spell.
Everything else I believe is Pango. I think when you're in the air.
Pango.
When you're in the air from his ult.
Oh, but that's only like a little bump anyway. So
Yeah,
it's hard
it's like
to tell
0.1
with that,
seconds.
yeah.
When you land, it's purgeable. The stun is, but I believe when you're in the air, it's not.
That's like guaranteed lockdown.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe the same with Sand King. I don't know. Oh, those don't matter.
Are there any
Those
other
are
spells
so
that knock you up in the air? Probably is.
I mean, there's like the Lion, the Nyx stun. There's that little,
yeah, but that's just like a little bit of a
there's
bump.
none that are long enough that
No.
it would matter.
But the Tusk Punch.
Right,
that's the one you notice
Talk about
the
the block of cheese. It's scrumptious.
Talk to me about it nowadays.
It's
It's different, right? 5
Yes.
minutes. It's not permanent.
yes.
This
So-
cheese won't last with you forever. So it's great if you're on a diet. It's only in you for 5 minutes, then it's coming out the back door.
yeah. It is.
Made it a little more healthy. Doesn't, sit on the waistline forever like it used to.
It's weird because they made it so it's easier to get the late game lotuses required.
Yeah.
I think now they just start spawning, so you can get a block of cheese in 2 minutes or 3 minutes of wait, or like 2 cycles of waiting for the lotuses. And to counteract that, they made it so it's only a 5-minute duration, which makes it a lot less fun. It was this very like epic quest item almost. It felt like in Dota it was a secret almost. There was nothing.
Yeah, there's no instructions.
There was no
There was no
recipe.
guides, no tutorials.
No recipe. You had to find it out. And now
It makes you wonder what else there is that we haven't found.
you think there's any like secret item combinations?
I think
Trident is back.
There might be.
Has anyone tried to build a Trident recently?
Dire are
Oh, and
Probably.
you've probably tried to build a Trident.
Someone probably has.
I missed
They
that
probably had a Kaya, a Sanj, and a Yasha in their inventory at one time.
That was a good item when they first released it.
It was,
Well, not
and it was honestly an item that could be balanced to be,
Yeah.
fair. I'd
Dude.
say that was a while ago, right? That was like one of the first.
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
That was from like the first iterations of Tier 5 neutrals. Kind of like the what was it? Phoenix Wing or Ash? What was it? The
Oh, the instant respawn one?
yeah, that was one of the first.
Yeah,
Tier
it had
5s.
3 charges?
Didn't last long, that one.
No, or that was a
Three?
one time.
Did it have
no,
three
it was a
charges?
something had 3 charges.
Oh, root. It's gonna go for the snowball into the blink out. Not gonna be able to make it though.
Has a snowball in one?
They gotta let him
No
go.
mana.
Let him go. Let him
What?
go. He can't be
Okay.
saved.
Okay.
He's long gone.
I'll let him go. 100 gold for his buy.
Dead for 2 minutes.
There's a bounty rune. They ping the bounty rune. He's
There
asking
we
him a
go.
push code. Say,
And these
please.
bounty runes, they give you a lot of money right now, right?
Yep. All right, there you go. He's buy. All right, so Radon is Magic Lamp.
Yeah,
It's
let's look
giving
at the
him
tier 5s.
80 attack damage. That's magic and 100 attack speed, but he takes a bit more damage. I don't think he cares about the incoming damage.
No. 10%, nothing.
Maposha went for Minotaur Horn with debuff duration, so his silence is going to be super long. The Minotaur also kind of...
Oh, that's smart.
It can remove silence on him, can dodge a stun, guarantees the globals. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really nice. And what do you take on silence at 25? Because it really kind of gets to this point where as a support.
Probably Arcane Curse Charges to help
Yeah.
shove the waves, because I think they stack if you press 2, so it'll just let him clear waves easier. Spider Leg for Wind is... It's okay. I don't think that's anything crazy. And then just 40 primary attributes, which she's
Yep.
Universal Hero, gives it to all of them.
And again, just what these, triple magic lamps on a
Yeah, a lot of magic
big
lamps.
magic lamp fans. Radon! It's going to have to BKB because of the strength
And
that's
use
done
the
there from
ult.
Laurenov. Let's purge that off with a nullifier. Buyback will come out from Rue. Was a little worried that his Sven was about to die.
I'd be worried too.
So, yeah, completely fair. Amplified damage rune again. We're getting a lot of those this game.
Yeah, I definitely feel like
The system really wants this game to end or somebody to get a rampage or do something.
a Wind Rampage.
It's still on the cards. Well, going to be looking for the refreshers next. I mean, that's why we're kind of going with a few of the carries. Yeah, Radon is able to buy his own.
Actually, looking at these neutral items, no one's creative.
Nothing crazy.
Look at
right?
this. It's 2 Magic Lamps, 2 Minotaur Horns, and a Spider Legs. And then the other team is 3 Magic Lamps, 1 Minotaur Horn, 1 Spider Legs. Where's the cool ones,
Where's
guys?
the Book of the Dead?
Radiant
That's my favorite.
Where's the... What else is there that's cool?
Stygian Desolator,
Stygian Desolator.
Fallen Sky. You know, Pyre Hat is actually a super sick item now. They completely changed it.
I mean, but why do you care at this point about stealing gold? Does it matter?
So it makes it so you don't lose gold when you die.
But why do you care about that? When
buyback.
you already have everything.
For buyback.
But you're... At this point, you're probably going to have
Everyone's
beyond
everyone's-
buyback gold. Everyone is so wealthy.
That's true. But then you can steal their gold, and then they don't have buy.
Is it? Yeah, but it's not that much. It's like 100 or 200. Is it, was it 250?
It's 300 gold if you get the last on the kill.
Okay. What did they
Imagine you-
lose?
So it's 150, and then if you get the last hit, it's another 150.
Is he going to make him lose 150 gold? That's not
300 gold.
These guys would give you 150 gold if you asked nicely. They don't care about losing 150 gold.
Ooh, can I get donations of gold for my teammates? Future Dota patch.
They used to do that back in the day. You could buy like a stack of sentries, right?
Yeah.
Give it
And
to
then
your Medusa.
give it to your carry,
or
sells them
something,
all.
And then sells them all. Yeah. Not anymore.
Imagine how
gotta
bad
make
being
your
a
own
support
money.
would be. Your carry is like, hey, don't buy those brown boots. I need my treads. Pay up. You do lane tax. Anytime someone CS's creeps in your lane, you ask for a bit of gold.
I mean, lane tax you can do anyway. Just gank someone's lane and say, well, you messed up getting a kill. Sorry, I've just visited from the mid lane. I'm going to take some of your CS. That's a
casually.
feature. That's a feature.
That's a feature.
That is. That's an accepted feature.
Have you ever done the tree and carry with quelling?
I have never done. No, that's grief. That's really bad. I have never.
Someone here has done that
I know
before.
someone has done it, and they actually swear by it. They'll
Yeah.
tell you that they won more games than they lost with it.
Yes.
Yeah, they'll tell you that. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah,
But no, that's
for legal
very
reasons, we
naughty.
won't reveal his name.
Legal reasons.
He does wear a banana suit from time to time, though.
Oh, what are we
They
doing?
buffed that faster, right? The Treant one. I think
I'm not a big Treant
damage one.
enjoyer. We've not seen any Treant here, right? Is that one the
No.
unpicked? Is it unpicked or we have one
I think
game?
we've seen it one.
I think we had it once. I can get the stats up right now. Nope, it's unpicked.
It's unpicked?
We never
Okay.
saw it. Here we
Ooh,
go.
Smoke up.
Down the mid, Chimera.
Cheese eaten by Lornoff. He has
But he's
3,700 health and a shield for 2,300 health. So he's got about 6,000 health. He's actually a raid boss.
Lol. Oh, here's the jump forward. Lornoff is in with the Hex on towards Collapse. Gets the stun and follow. They get the fear over towards Lal. Lal's able to hook the BKB. Collapse will get back to the fountain. He'll live. Radani popped the God Strength. So they might want to kite this out, Chimera. We'll see what they do with it.
Global number 1.
Still got the BKB ready to pop Radani, and of course he has got the Refresher Orb if he needs a second instance of the God Strength. Night time. Out here from Collapse. Chimera, they're definitely being able to poke a little bit out of Spirit. Radan, caught by the Hex. Lornoff's closing in upon him. Jump forward, Radan. He's very low. He's going to pop the BKB, pops the Refresher, but the bash comes in. Tier 2000 on top of him. Haru with a punch up. Locks down Tier 2000. Tier 2000 gone. He'll buy back on the Master. He's TPing over to the outpost. As Tier 2000 is trying to get back over towards the action.
Nice shackle.
It's there. Catches on towards both Panto and Lornoff. They're trying to finish off the Aya, but Panto's able to kite himself to safety. They're still got to be careful. They bought back on Tier 2000.
Lornoff's
Try and make this
committed. No
fight happen.
BKB.
Radan. BKB ready to go. Turns towards Tier 2000. It's a dieback. Tier 2000, he's gone. Chimera, they've got to run. They can't take this surely. 4 versus 5. Rue, they'll give them a bit of a helping hand there, kicking Lornoff outside of the base. Lal bought back to try and chase Chimera out of the fight. They get the jump onto Lornoff. Snowball over towards Panto. Lornoff, he'll turn though. Rue, he's not going to survive through this. Rue's also gone for 2 minutes. Radan, he'll stand his ground. They've got the stun onto Lornoff. Lal's bringing in the damage. Collapse, he's so low. He wants to commit, but he's gone. Radan moves in with the stun. They've killed him off once
no God
here.
strength.
But he's ready for round 2, Lornoff, and they're running out of buybacks. The buyback comes out now from Collapse. Radan is gone. He has buyback available, but even when he uses it, there's no God Strength for 40 seconds. There's no BKB for 50 seconds. Chimera, they've got 4 heroes against the 3. And a potential 4. But it's a spend that I said does not have God Strength for BKB.
He's going to have to buy back.
The Chimera punching into the Ancient. They don't have their hardest hitter though with Tier 2000 out of the game. Collapse is going to try and jump the backlines over towards Panto, but they turn towards him. The Hex is back up. They're trying to desperately save Collapse. Can they get him back to the front? They can. Collapse will not fall yet, but the Ancient is in trouble. They're looking to close it up. Chimera hit the Ancient, close the game up. The Glyph comes out. But they've got to do so much here to push Chimera back, and they cannot do it. Radan tries his best, but GG is called. The Ancient falls. This game is over. And despite Spirit's best efforts, and just conceptually what the hero does and the way the ult works, it can feel kind of busted.
Yeah, I haven't personally watched like a full Dazzle game. I think it's also been picked support a little. It hasn't always been core, but Dahak is always the kind of guy that's going to play these out there heroes. He was the first one to do Terrorblade off lane, and Dazzle's not even that far out there. I would just say it's not really been a recent pick, and I like it. I think it's a super good Dazzle game. It also forced the Monkey to go mid. I think the mid Monkey versus Storm matchup is pretty bad for Monkey these days. Need like 3 minutes. All right, cool.
Uh-oh. Got to reboot the old PCs.
Yep.
3 minutes? I should...
No worries, we're chilling.
Maybe, I reckon he's going to be back in 2.
Yeah. Hey, wait 1.5.
2 minute, not 3 minute.
He's just trying to be nice to that minutes.
Yeah, indeed.
So last patch,
We'll start with
I
that.
know on our old team,
Yep.
Copy liked Monkey vs Storm, but it was a bit different because Atos built into Gleipnir. So you could rush the Atos, you'd have this like extra 2 ways to catch the Storm,
Sure.
and you would win the lane. But now that you can't really buy this Atos on the Monkey, you would have to go for Orchid, and it's such a committal item build that makes you like squishy, because Atos also give you HP. It also you scale with a Maelstrom to farm if you don't get kills. So it kind of fixed all of your big issues. And I don't think that there's like a super good build that he wants. Orchid, if he gets global, trying to Orchid kill the Storm, he's going to probably end up dying anyway. I'm just worried about Laurel in this game.
Okay, this is the thing as well. When you look at the Spirits lineup with the 3 cores they have, this Medusa, this Monkey King, and the Magnus, would you consider that greedy or not necessarily? Because that seems like a lot of heroes that want to hit a lot of creeps and get a lot of items.
I don't think Monkey's
not
that
that?
greedy of a hero,
No,
just because
okay.
he can be so aggressive.
Yeah.
That even when he's farming, he's usually farming the dangerous stuff. He's pushing out those like at that extra creep wave or getting those extra camps. The Magnus, yeah, it's a bit, especially because Medusa isn't an empower carry. So usually Magnus you get away with, oh, I'm empowering my carry. So even though I'm greedy, my carry is greedier. We're not really like taking up too much time to get our items. We're getting them faster. I think it's okay.
Okay.
I just am worried about how they'll actually be able to take these fights to Chimera for the most part. If they get their items, they actually get the good jumps. The Dusa has a very strong game versus the Lifestealer specifically. Even the Silencer, Dusa just stands there and right clicks and wins the fight.
Yeah.
So it's not all doom and gloom.
I'll tell you what the lineup does sort of say.
What does it do?
It sort of says, hey, if we get Mega Creep this time, we're ready for it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, this is a lineup that you Mega Creep these guys, they'll be ready to keep the game, and everyone's pushing out waves.
Yep.
They're all dealing with the Mega Creep.
All three of their cores.
So they got the backup plan.
They got Jakiro.
Yep.
They got Muerte to scale to a 4th core.
Exactly. You know, they're ready for a 70-minute Mega Creep game up against them this time round, Spirit. They're ready to deal with it this time round.
You think they would win this one? I actually think they would win it too.
With this lineup, you know, that's what I'm saying. I think they're ready if the game goes crazy and gets to that point. They're much better set for that sort of situation. But I guess the thing is, though, they got to get there. And if Chimera gets ahead and shuts the game down earlier, then, there's not going to be the chance for the Spirit to fall into that position later on with their lineup.
I'm mostly worried about, from the perspective of Spirit, what Lornav's going to do in this game. It's not a super free Storm game in the sense like both supports have silence and stuns, where it's a super good versus Storm, and then even the cores kind of have ways to deal with him. I just think that because of his supports, because of his kind of draft, it can enable him to have a super strong lane end game and just kind of pop off pretty early on. And in these kind of games, if Storm gets a BKB or he's the one doing the jumping, he doesn't really care about these random 1-second silences, stuns. And he also has so much backup on his side. You got Dahak with I don't think the thing can be silenced.
Which thing?
The Dazzle ult.
No, nothing.
Like, it can't be global.
I'm pretty sure nothing.
Yeah.
Global is the only one I didn't test, but I would imagine
I want to say
also
global,
probably no. Like, you can't stop this, whatever it's called, a nothal projection.
Yeah,
it's just, it will do whatever it wants to do. You just got to accept it.
You can't RP it, you can't silence it.
Nope.
Can't do ult it. So the Hawk, if he's able to find these good positions, and he'll also, again, he'll be protected by the global. I don't know. I want to see the impact he has.
And so what you were saying earlier, that Copper used to like the Monkey King against the Storm for the items down the road, but even the lane, that was never something that's fun to play, or can you do all right here?
The lane is good for Monkey.
Okay.
It's not as stompy as it used to be, but it's definitely maybe 55-45, maybe a 60-40 kind of lane. I think Laro should be happy in the early stages of the lane, but if he gets ganked once and dies to Lordov, then it gets bad. But in positions like this where, you know, the Storm walks up a bit too far, you just get a good trade in.
Yeah, we talked about the potential of the Dazzle later on. How's the lane looking? Is this a pretty oppressive lane from the Dazzle techies? Can they get kills down here?
Yeah, definitely. Dusa's always an awkward hero to get kills into just because I think it's the hardest hero to get an actual read on the amount of health they have because it's a mana thing. And they're going to have mangoes. They're going to have stick. I think most players are really good at seeing, okay, this guy has 550 health. We have the damage to kill him. But it's really hard to see Medusa and be like, oh, this guy has 420 mana. Are we going to be able to take him out? We're back in the game. The top?
Yeah, what do you make of the top lane?
Should basically just be free from both sides. Collapse, actually, so he went for the Empower facet. I think the offlane mags have been going the Q one?
Yeah, no, I thought about it, and I reckon it's probably just because he's playing against a Lifestealer.
Okay.
So he feels like the Shockwave's going to have, obviously, less impact.
Yeah, you don't want to max it out.
Through most parts of the game, yeah, against the Lifestealer's Rage.
I mean, it makes more sense.
I think, indeed, most times, when you're not doing safe lane Magnus, the other facet's going to be more appealing.
Yeah. This one's good even for, like, cores these days, even offlaners are basically the same as carries.
Yeah.
Like, they're a very similar role. The laning stage, not having to press this Empower is really sick just for your mana. And always having the damage means he'll win these trades versus Lifestealer. So, I like it. I think it's good.
And again, you know, if in the back of your heads you're like, well, if this game gets 70 minutes and we're up against Mega Creeps, I know which facet I'd rather have. A bit more boosted damage on that Empower.
A little more right-click damage. Guaranteed cleave. Rue. He's getting on top.
He's looking pretty dead here. This should be a first blood. Denied for the neutrals. He can't. Panto will get him. First blood for Chimera safely.
Little +1 int.
I will have to see if he can beat the high score of last game. What was that high score? Oh.
I don't think it was that high of a score.
It wasn't bad. 51.
Oh, okay.
That's not
I
bad.
thought it was actually going to be worse than that, so.
I think you got the shard relatively early on.
Yeah,
so
he got it
51
15.
last game.
Okay. Silencer feel. Ooh.
Unfortunately, that would have been a kill. It might still be a kill. Okay, I think
That's a stick?
It's still going to be a kill.
Yep.
So didn't matter the skewer miss there. Collapse, still able to get the kill against Panto.
Good dead shot. I think the Silencer's laning just feels very strong right now, especially with Lifestealer. I don't know why. The slows on the Q and the E just feel so strong together. The hero downfall used to be that his laning stage was pretty weak, and now I feel like he's just a very solid hero. He lost last game on the Silencer, but I think he's still... You could see like the amount of impact he had in the late game fights, the itemization you have to do versus hero. It's very different than most other heroes. The ball lane? Oh no.
Yeah, they're able to punish one. They might even be able to threaten Dahak as well.
Look at the mana.
He's trying to stand his ground, but he's going down. Double kill for Miposhka and an easy deny from Radan as the wave ends itself in a perfect position for Radan to keep farming. That was rough. I mean, I guess this is sort of what you're talking about. Sometimes when you try and go for these fights and you kind of misread the trade potential. Yep. Cost them both their lives, Chimera.
It wasn't even like that close, honestly, to killing the Dusa. I don't know if it was a go that they made intentionally.
Well, Lal.
Bit scary.
He's got Rue by his side. Good fear as well to hold Laurenov back. And in fact, Laurenov might just be dead with Miposhka getting the fire in, and he will indeed fall. 1J jumps across, looks for Rue in return. Won't even get him. Rue's going to be okay. Lal and Miposhka diving in under the tower. See if Miposhka can finish off the job, but the dead shot from Rue like that, they certainly can. Double kill, and indeed beyond the tower, Lal will clean up Panto, and he's
doing a lot of damage. Has to hit a creep. Oh, the cliff.
Dire structures.
Yes.
He's
lost his carry as well. The carry the tango's on. Uh-oh. No tangos for Lal. That's going to be a walk back to base for him then.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, back in the mid, Laurenov, he returned, but he's still taking a hell of a lot of damage here from this dragon.
Yeah, Jakiro is so annoying at poking.
And top lane. Collapse. He's going to be okay here.
A bit of a trade.
Yeah, they don't have enough damage here between the two of them. But yeah, what does this sort of mean for the mid lane? What's the outcome?
I mean, definitely, Laurel's going to have a very solid early game. Yep. I'm interested to see what he buys. And this is why the match was kind of hard. This level 4-5 timing. Ooh. I think he's dead to the dot.
Nah, he's going to...
You don't think so? Nah.
He's dead. Surely. No, he's going to be fine.
Ooh.
It's close. Okay, 20.
The tango. And now
meanwhile, Panto, he was dead. I think he was also too focused on whether or not Collapse was dying.
I meant Panto.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Saved. Absolutely saved.
We're good here. We know exactly what's going on. We always are paying perfect attention to the health.
I mean, after that game one, you know, who knows what's going on?
Yeah.
That's a crazy start to today.
This game, though, very different. 7-1.
Yeah.
They're up 2K goal. I think in the first game, they weren't ever really ahead. It was always a bit of a back and forth.
Well, I think the only time they were ahead was when they got mega creeped. And then they actually managed to get the gold lead in Spirit.
Only took them 15 minutes.
Oh, this tier 1 tower getting quite a lot of pressure put onto it, whilst Laurenov is not able to show himself mid, just trying to get himself that 6. Miposhka and Lal, they can start making moves. 1J's going to tick out. Miposhka on a killing spree here. A 3-1-4 on the Jakiro, a hero that we have seen have some pretty fantastic games.
Yeah, it's looking great. I think whenever you have a really solid early game on Jakiro, you're able to go this like 2-0-2 build. Maybe he even goes like a 3rd point in one of his aggressive spells. You do so much damage every single fight.
7 minute.
Ooh, the projection.
Let's have a look, Lal. And he's going to stand his ground with a Wukong.
Look at the dazzle.
1J's gone. And they don't really care that much at all about this Nothel projection.
Do they? Are you sure?
Okay, maybe they do a little
They
bit.
care a little bit.
Well,
Wait, Lauren has no mana.
lol, he does die, but Loronov's not able to stay on the point long enough. So Team Spirit do still get what they came for. They get the Shrine of Wisdom. But at least a little bit of a punch back from Chimera as they're able to take down Lal. Radahn should be okay. Miposhka's ready to help out with an Ice Path and a Dual Breath. And Chimera surely not going to want to fight into that. Same time up top, Collapse using the RP there, able to punish the fact that TA2000 was on his own, had Rue to help out with the damage to bring the Lifestealer down.
Well, Team Spirit's looking really good in all their lanes. Top 3 net worths in the game. Pretty much all their lanes went as good as you can hope for.
It's a very good start. Getting both Shrine of Wisdoms as well. They can have the XP advantage. Solid beginnings.
Yep, definitely. It looks like he's going for, I think, what is that, Mage Slayer? No, he's going for Echo on Laurel. So nothing really to be anti-Storm. I guess he's just assuming you play with your Murta will get an Atos, also just an RP. That it's not really his job to deal with the Storm. I think I wouldn't necessarily be a fan if the game was closer, but because of the fact they're already 4K gold up, it's 8 minutes in the game, I think it's okay to just not stress about the Storm's impact. And even with the Dusa, you don't really care Storm, because he can never jump the Dusa with his limited damage pool. So it's okay. I think it's perfectly fine in this game.
Bottom. The Hut. Trying to make moves again with an awful projection, but they're fine. They can just turn, pick up more glory here for the Dragon. And Poshka for 1 and 5. They're losing a lot of lives here against Team Spirit in this early game. Chimera.
Definitely are.
And Panto, he's going to lose his as well. As Lyle's able to just pop the Wukong's command and quickly dispense of the silencer. The Hug. And he's going to get chased down a bit. They'll drop the Macropie Poshka.
A solo kill?
Ice Path down. End of the dead shot. We'll count that as a solo kill. We'll count it as a solo kill. He's getting out of control, this Jakiro. Miposhka's having an easy time.
Why can't every Jakiro look like this?
And these towers, they're going down. Bottom tier 1, it's going to be gone. And when they want to, they can finish on that mid tier 1 very low as well.
Yeah, they can just walk around pretty much anywhere. I don't think Chimera can contest them. And it's the support diff this game. So 1J's 0-5-0 on the techies. Panto is 2-4, 2-4-0, so he doesn't even, I guess he's in both of their kills, but still just kind of struggling compared to this Jakiro especially.
Oh, they try and make the jump on towards Lal, but Lal's quick with the jump out to the side. Still though, he's surrounded under the tower, trying to get the boundless stroke off, but Lal, he'll fall. They get the first big kill. Can they get something more? They're going to turn straight over towards Miposhka, but at the same time, Miposhka finds Illusion Rune, and Lorinov, he used a lot of mana for this. Miposhka can just look to turn and threaten him. He's going to have enough to jump up to the high ground. Deadshot catches him. So he can get the dual breath. He's going to have the Ice Path again in a couple of seconds. Miposhka. But the slow should hold back the Jakiro long enough to get the space indeed for Lorinov to zip away. So Lorinov will get out. They'll turn their attention over towards Panto instead of Root on that lone tree there, hitting a beautiful angle, knocks him back straight under the bow and arrow of Radahn. As they try to piece something together around that mid-fight. And it doesn't really slow down much. Team Spirit, they're still coming in with the push. They get themselves a kill, and they will get themselves this tier 1 tower. So 10 minutes in, all tier 1s taken away.
And I think this is really not what Chimera wanted with this early game. Lifestealer as a hero, you want to just sit in your safe lane, protect his tower for 13, 14, 15 minutes, get your full radiance, make no moves. His tower is gone. You have Storm, who's supposed to be this strong hero on the map, initiating you. He's 4K net worth. He's the lowest net worth core in the entire game, so he's not really going to have impact. And then Dahak, I think, is just struggling with this counterpick matchup. The Dusa versus Dazzle. It's a bit awkward. I think they just have to try to slow the game down as much as possible, or 5v5. I think those 5v5s can go pretty good for them once they get level 6 on both of their supports. It feels so far away.
He's getting caught out in the mid lane. Didn't see this tree coming for him as Lyle pops out from the moving tree. Caught Panto by surprise.
Can't get 6 if you're dead.
Of course, you know, Radahn getting all those ancients as well. Yeah, this Medusa, dangerously fun. The Manta's going to be out soon. And then making a move into it is Chimera. It's not going to be easy. Blink Dagger on Collapse. Team Spirit, they're ready to hunt for plays. And Chimera, it's just going to be a question of how well they can slow them down. Dahak Still only halfway through towards that Aghanims. That's going to be the big timing, the big item that he's looking for. It's just still going to need a few more moments to get there.
Yeah, it's what, almost a little over 2,000 gold? That feels so far away for just the way that this game is playing out.
Top lane. Boundless into the RP.
Okay.
They're just able to catch Lauren just like that. And 12 minutes in, onto a tier 2 tower. It only continues here from Spirit.
There's no glyph. I think this tower's just dead. If they want to commit, maybe they don't. Sure, guys, commit, come on.
Radiant structures.
Yeah, they're doing it. 7K lead.
I mean, this is getting a pretty wild start to the game here from Team Spirit. That is showing no signs of stopping. Well, we'll see once again. Just Boundless, RP.
Silence.
What do you do?
You can't play on these waves. Last game was not this bad, right? I think last game was a little more chill.
It was definitely more chill. This is Team Spirit stepping it up in terms of what they're able to do against Chimera in the earlier game. When you looked at what Chimera did against them in the first game. This is something else from Team Spirit so far.
Maybe it's a 70-minute game the other way. Chimera do have a techies. Babushka!
Just got it.
Okay, that's a huge kill, actually.
Okay. 600 gold, and in that 5 kill streak.
Also just full XP. And now they can maybe fight mid. They're going to smoke up.
No RP, but with the Blink Dagger alone, and should still have a pretty solid chance of getting a skewer back. It looks like Chimera are going to try and stand their ground here against Team Spirits. They also make the smoke move.
There's no RP. There is no global because Panto's still level 5.
Rue. He's going to get found first, but quickly gets the ultimate off. They're going to try and make the jump over towards Lyle, but Lyle's able to get up onto the trees and he's away. They don't successfully jump Lyle. The Nothal projection's getting ignored as they just focus down the main hero. Look to kill off Dahak, as Dahak will heal up one final bit, but it won't save him. Dahak goes down. Tier 2000 caught by the stun towards the end of the rage. It's going to be another cleanup from Spirit. They just can't fight into them right now, Chimera.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Panto needs a 6. They have no global.
Where's the global?
What do you want him to? What do you want anyone to do? If they maybe take these fights, maybe Rue gets bursted, or they find Lara on that kind of low ground because he gets global.
Collapse is coming for him.
He doesn't. Oh, he denies the arcane rune.
Oh no.
Juke on the skewer.
Panto's very dead.
Juke on the dead shot. Okay, he's done.
That global silence, it's going to be postponed even longer, and that they needed that yesterday, and it's just not here yet. It's coming in so late, Gunner.
It's gonna. Oof. He will get 6. I think he's about 1 creep off.
Will he?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. 1 creep.
Eventually.
There's no way he doesn't get 1 creep before the game ends. Or they call GG. That would be a good time to call GG. Like waiting for your support to get level 6 and you call it 1 creep away. Do you appreciate those when you're watching games when they do like a funny GG? Or do you not really notice them?
Well, what would a funny GG? Oh, I mean, I guess like the funny GGs where it's like the game's still over, where you get like the whole smoke up, go kill the captain, and then call GG.
Yeah. We've done that before.
Yeah.
We'd be in like
for one final
games that are stomped. Especially when you win the first game, you'd be like, let's just go with game 3. This game's not worth playing.
Oh, mines are up, but in goes the illusion. Out goes the mines. Radan easily able to clear the area and set the team up to take the Tormentor. Does 1J try for a crazy move then?
Yeah, he goes.
He does.
It's like he's thinking of the Tusk.
Oh, let's have a look. Oh, let's have a look. Well, there you go. He got one of them. He got one of them.
Okay, and the Tormentor's healing.
Yeah, they might not be able to finish it now. They can't. All right, there you go. 1J doing what he can.
They're one good play of the game so far.
Radiant's middle tower
That's
is under
something.
attack.
And we do have the global online now.
Okay.
It
He's
is
ready.
there. Level 6 has been hit by Panto. Lyle. On the hunt again.
The moving tree.
It's worked before.
They will never see it coming.
It has. It's worked. And it may just work again.
Stupendous.
He is going on the wave.
Where's the body?
They know he's here. So won't be getting caught by the Monkey King this time round. They avoid Lyle. Radan ready to push in onto the tier 2 mid. Still, this increasing pressure yet to be answered by Chimera. 1J jumps in. Be a little careful. Not always that easy to get out and away from the Medusa. Especially with this Diffusal Blade online. Panto will be able to make the move over and take that Shrine of Wisdom away from Spirit. Will he get out, though? Because Lal is on his way over, and so is Rue. Panto,
He will not get out.
he'll die for this.
The end of this.
Same time in the mid. I mean, 1J,
He's dead.
he's going to die as well. Markiplier's down. The supports continue to suffer on Chimera. Not having an easy game.
And it's just feeling like a bit of a subdiff in this one. And
I mean, when you look at the KDAs, yeah.
yeah, look,
Definitely.
6, 3, and 10,
Yep.
and 4, 2, and 9. And you're comparing that to a 2, 8, and 2 silencer and a 2, 7, 1 techies. It is not a good one. You know, they're trying their
happens.
best. It does happen.
It happened.
It happens.
Dire's
And you
middle
can still
tower
make the
is under
comeback. Because despite 23 to 6, it's 6K. 6K, that is fixable. Lorenoff,
Not if you die again.
they've got him though.
Global?
The global
Oh,
comes
no,
out.
not the global.
That ain't do it. It's not going to do anything. That's a little unfortunate.
Yeah. that's
Somebody called for it. Lorenoff probably called for it. I'm sure that's what that's what Panther would tell you. It's like he said I got to press ult,
Dire's
so I did.
middle tower is under attack.
I think it's always funny when it's like a third party says it.
But someone else was
The Hawk just like, global for him. And both of them are like,
Now you got that awkward moment. That awkward silence. Induced by using the silence. Has real life effects as well, that spell. You've got to be careful with it.
yeah, it's not good of a spell.
Yeah.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Work on your teammates too. Careful how you press that button, boys and girls. Fortification. That button's been pressed. Gets forced out here. They nearly took that tier 3 tower, so still they're getting to kind of do whatever they want right now, Spirit. The approach from Chimera very much is sort of in like that Tundra-esque fashion, right? Where they get their way back into a game where they have a rough start, where they just split across the map, and they try not to get dragged into too many unfavorable fights, and just try and keep up in gold. It's a struggle, though. Still 8k gold difference. So as much as Chimera's cores are trying to achieve this, trying to keep in the game, it's not getting any easier. Team Spirit, whilst going for these pushes and these plays, are still able to keep the farm going. And Panto,
There's a clarity.
there's a clarity coming from him.
Oh no, it's not a clarity.
Oh no. Surprise.
It's a monkey.
Lal strikes again. Whether he's a tree or a clarity.
Maybe a salve next time.
Yeah.
You should collect like 1 kill out of every clone you can turn into, or every mischief.
You can still turn into the Roche, right? Even with
Yes,
Roche.
if you're in the pit.
But it's like a what's the RNG on it?
If you're in the
What's
pit,
the,
it's
what's the
guaranteed.
drop
I think.
chance of becoming the Roche?
I think it's guaranteed if Roche is in the pit.
Is it guaranteed?
I think so, yes. And then if he's dead, it can be Aegis.
Are you sure it's guaranteed?
Pretty
I feel
sure.
like we would have seen more Monkey Kings moving around as a Roshan.
Oh.
It's just not the play.
What if they make it so you can turn into a Tormentor?
Oh, and then you just sit there.
You sit there.
And then you get hit, and then you're not a Tormentor and you die.
Well, it's like a surprise. Let's see, is he gonna turn into a Roshan? Probably not, but I'm pretty sure if Roche is alive in the pit and you turn into see?
Yeah, you're right, guaranteed.
Guaranteed Roshan.
Here we go. Roche Wars. Exciting stuff. Didn't last for very long. Lars ready to start hitting.
And then yeah, you wait till the Roche is dead, you
Yep.
get an Aegis.
Oh, that's the RNG one, right? Isn't it? Becoming the Aegis.
I think
Is that also
that's also guaranteed
if it's
if
on
you're
the
in the
floor?
pit. If you're in the
Yeah.
pit and Roche is dead.
And the Aegis is on the floor.
No, I think
doesn't need to be on the
I think
floor.
Roche just has to be dead and you have to be in the pit.
Now this Roshan is definitely going to be dead pretty soon. As Team Spirit will commit for the Roshan, and Chimera, as I said, they're not interested in meeting Spirit head on. They just want to try and get their items online. BKB the important one here for Lorenoff that he's going for. TA 2000 trying to finish up that Radiance after the armlet.
All right, maybe the Aegis has to be on the ground because he turned into a Clarity.
Collapse. Not quite able to gap close onto
Oh, no,
TH.
Panto.
Oh no, not again. Poor old Panto. The silencer has been silenced one more. Once more. 10 deaths now on poor old Panto.
It feels bad because the first game it felt like he had so much impact on
He
the
did.
IO. He was. It's hard to say IOs have big impact, but I feel like he was just kind of never dying first, getting picked off. His reelers were decent. And in this game, you know,
That's kind of true. It's got to feel kind of bad, right, being this super advanced IO player, and then your team's like, can you play the hero that presses R?
can you send Fountain?
You know, it's not going to be fun for Panto, as he was indeed popping off in that game 1 on his IO.
Oh, we have to watch this again?
Oh no, poor old Panto.
It's, what, 5 hits? Why, guys? That's just mean.
He's only got 4 brain drain.
That's the reason they're losing.
Like that might be kind of. This might be one of the games with the stances where it's kind of the lowest. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty low, right? If you end the game with 4 brain drain, that feels kind of bad. You know, you pick this hero to have some fun, steal some brains.
There's the eggs.
Look at Dahak will get the grave off.
Okay, the global.
They got the global, they get the jump and the pull back on towards Collapse, but Collapse is able to get the RP off. He caught the 2 big ones, catches the Storm, catches the Lifestealer. They're both dead. Storm will buy back, and with that be able to clean up Collapse in return. But there's no Lifestealer. Dahak, the Nothel projection will end its projecting as Team Spirit will project their skill all over this game. As this one's looking pretty done and dusted, Gunner.
Yeah, 30-7, 23 minutes in.
And Lal.
Old trick. Rampage.
Oh, it's on the cards. Can he get a Rampage or not? Let's
talked
have a
about it
look.
last game.
Everybody's going to just try and stop this Monkey King getting the Rampage. That is the mission now for Chimera. They're like, do not let him get a Rampage. They got the Grave onto 1J. The Rampage timer.
Battle Strike. No, Radon.
Oh, that's actually illegal.
Oh.
Radon.
Look at Lars. Look at his face.
Yeah, that's...
Stolen from him.
That could be the beginning of the comeback. Team morale at an all-time low now that Rampages have been stolen on Spirit. This is Chimera's chance.
I would be fine if I was Laurel.
Yep.
You throw this game. It's not worth it. The thing with the intrusive thoughts. You deserved that Rampage, Laurel.
I'm sure Radon was telling him, bro, it was too late. The timer was gone.
Yeah, but remember,
was
every
gone,
time Radon's about to get a Rampage, his whole team hands off the keyboard,
Yep.
gives him the kills. Radon sees one of his teammates getting one. Not very fair.
Here comes the push again. 1J's going to be back up in 10 seconds. And 2. 12 seconds. 10 seconds.
10 plus 2.
Radon will say goodbye to his Aegis willingly. Can they do anything here? Chimera.
They have to, even if they can't. Laurel can just drop the ult after this glyph, and I think they will have enough time to just kill the Rax.
Got to do something simple.
What do they jump? They probably have to jump.
They're going to look for last. As Tier2000 makes the move over towards the Monkey King.
he's
Step over
dying.
towards the back lines. They've been able to kill off the Monkey King. Now they'll turn towards Radon. They get the drag back with the forces
nice
for
RP.
Collapse. He's in.
Oh.
Oh, it's a juicy skewer right across the entirety of Chimera. This one's got to be over. As Dahak will shallow grave, TP, or try to TP away. The ice pass. He's not getting away. It's over. GG is called. We're going to a game 3, Gunner.
Well, this was not like game 1.
No, this was not. Less a third of the duration.
Yep.
This game was. Team Spirit. Look at your bucket means that the loser of this is the end of the run for them, Gunner. And in the case of Chimera, this will be their very last, or likely be their very last game together as a team if they lose this one here today, Gunner.
Very likely with the disband magic.
Yep.
I think they had to lose the first game of the series. They won the first game. I was like, oh, guys, we got this. We took down Spirit. It took us 70 minutes, but they got the hope. Hopefully no hope. That's probably why they picked us up 2-0.
Okay.
They picked Tinker, Furion, making it look like a pub.
Sure.
They're just a stack of players.
Exactly. One last ride together.
Yeah, no one cares.
Yeah.
Just delay the game, whatever.
Because that's the magic that brought them closer together in the first place in this tournament.
It's like a beautiful story that the further apart they are, the closer they are as a team.
That's true. That's true. And what do you make of this lineup? What is there potential? We have seen, of course, the other day, right? We saw some Tinker support coming out from Insania.
Yep. And they won.
Yeah.
Liquid's also, they've been struggling. And they were able to win with the Tinker, so maybe. I've also always personally kind of liked the Tinker. The Nature's Prophet support was also being picked by Soxa, I believe, on this new patch. I don't know about them combined. Specifically because there's no stuns. Like, their only stun in the entire game is a Storm Pull, which is kind of this fake stun.
They got the familiars.
Okay.
That's a little bit.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
They got a Leash Talent at 20 on Nature's Prophet too.
Oh, there you go.
30 seconds
That's-
to
But it's not a lot.
Yeah.
Compared to obviously what Spirit's going to be thrown at them.
Yeah,
There's
Jakiro,
Shaker, Breaker.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
there's a difference in these drafts. I feel like Spirit's draft just kind of does what Chimera's does, but better. They have the same global hero. They have Spirit Breaker, but he's a global hero with a stun. They have this utility support, but just better. It probably comes down to if bot lane somehow goes super good for Chimera, or if Lorenov's able to pop off. And I think the way that Spirit played last game, with just the support rotations and kind of trying to grief Lorenov's game, he wasn't able to get off this good start, wasn't able to kind of pop off like he had to. And that's my worry. I think something like that's going to happen again to Lorenov, even though the mid-match, it's about the same, maybe slightly better for Storm. I think there's a lot on the back of Lorenov. It feels like a lot of Chimera's games are on the back of Lorenov. Just his ability to have really strong laning stage and honestly just a crazy KD every game that they win.
Let's have a look then. So this top lane. We got this tier 2000 lifestealer backed up by the Panto Tinker. And you know, you talk about how strong these Warlock lanes are. Tinker, he's also offering a heal. Isn't he?
Yeah.
Isn't it just the same? Is that how it works?
Definitely, it's actually probably
Like
Darkseer is one of the best matchups
Oh, okay.
for Tinker. I think because so in Darkseer lanes, one of the best things you can do is kill the creeps that he Iron Shells and push the wave into the Darkseer. Because Darkseer always wants to be the one pushing it into you. And so the fact you can just casually pressure March of the Machines, so that lets your carry tank through the Iron Shield damage with heal. Plus you're also pushing the wave at the same time. It's kind of like a 2-for-1. I think they should do pretty good top. Probably not stomp the lane with kills, but T2000 should have a completely free time. And to some extent Panto too. He should be very happy in this kind of lane.
Where's the bashes?
He doesn't need a bash. Nope.
No bashes here today. Not quite yet.
He'll bash in the night after. Oh, he's never going to hit. What? Larl's so low mid. He doesn't even have his bottle. It just started getting delivered.
Yeah, I've got a tango that he's...
1J's level 2.
There you go, Panto giving out some friendly tips over towards Lorenov after
owning.
Yeah, what Lorenov's been able to do against Lyle so far.
That's a mid-com.
Yep.
Mid players, I do this too sometimes. When you're like winning your lane at the first 2 minutes, you say stuff like, guys, I'm crushing him mid. This guy's getting owned mid. Because it's also somewhat helpful when you have global heroes like Nature's Prophet.
Yeah.
Just to be like, oh, if you help me get this water in at 2 minutes, his game's bad. So.
But are you always an honest man, or just sometimes you say, guys, I'm crushing the mid, but you're sweating?
There's times
Just
where
to build up morale.
There's times where you overestimate it.
Sure.
There's this one game I played. I think Mars versus an Alk in the offlane, and I was like, guys, this Alk is getting crushed. And then we looked at the replay after, and the Alk was like completely fine because they stacked like the camps behind him. He just farmed stacks the whole time, so his net worth was good. But in the lane, I had like 6 denies in a row. I was like, guys, we're owning this lane. And then my team kind of left me when his net worth was completely fine. And then we lost and we banned out the third game. But, you know, happens to the best of us.
What sort of... Ooh. So they can do anything here. They've got the level 2 Iron Shells, so we'll of course look to try and make the play.
He is a raider. Ooh, there's a bash.
There's a good bash. Tier 2000 will get back in time, but the vacuum's there. Still though, closing that last bit of a gap. It's not going to happen. Tier 2000 will survive.
Lifesteal's a really big hero to get low because he wants to sustain by like hitting creeps and having to stay in the lane. So if he's low and can't just hit the creeps, then he'll be out of the lane for a while. Thankfully, they do have Tinker. So once he gets a bit of healing, especially level 3 is the big timing for the Tinker heal, which he should have pretty soon on this wave or this next wave. Will help out a lot. And then bot, I'm not really sure. I think it's just a dual range lane. So Visage is always getting chip damage from the Nature's Prophet, constantly right-clicking. It's nothing too crazy down here, but I'm not surprised that they're winning bot very slightly. Look at Panta, he's dying to the Iron Shell. Ooh.
Next go, they might have a chance of finding something.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's a lot of healing though. Panto's actually sustaining the lane so well. I think Tinker, his mana's in this really weird spot that it almost feels like he has too much mana in the laning stage for side laners, just to balance out how he is for mid. And so you end up being able to spam your spells pretty often, especially because they have really long cooldowns. It's a 33-second cooldown on March of the Machines right now. So, just constantly going to keep healing and pushing the wave. And not much kill threat for the side of Chimera, but good free farm threat.
That was it, tier 2000. Oh, correct. Careful.
This is a good pull. Is he able to get the creeps? Yep. Okay.
And not too much the Panto can do about this.
Yeah, they'll lose probably 1 or 2 range creeps back here with the dies. Still, they get 2 full waves. Collapse's game is really good. He's 2.5. He's 500 net worth over TA. That's very surprising to me. I don't think this lane should be this one-sided for the Darkseer. And with no kills either. No one's got a kill. It's definitely a win for Team Spirit. And if they contest this too hard, he can just TP.
I was going to say, it doesn't look like he's any threat of dying.
Yeah.
Even if they bring like a +1, it's not easy to deal with the Darkseer right now.
If the Nature Prophet TPs,
yeah,
Darkseer can still just TP out. Same with Visage.
That's very true.
It would have to be Storm TPing just to cancel the Darkseer's TP if they really wanted to kill him.
They're going to try and make a play down bottom. Root. It's going to go straight for the heart with the charge. And that'll do it. It's going to be first blood for Radan. As Root able to make these plays because he knows that Collapse perfectly fine on his own up top. Around the river. 6-minute power rune's going to go the way of Lorinoff. So haste rune. TPs are coming in. They're going to look towards Lal.
Just haste on Storm.
Fisher's at the ready. Lal's going to go for the TP out. Lorinoff can close the gap. In with the Vortex. Lal will fall.
Ooh. Takes the kill with the Treant.
Well, that's a bit rude.
A little bit.
Yeah, should let Lorinoff have that one. But you know what? 1J says, you know what? Maybe I'm going to end up carrying from the support position on my Prophet. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, when we saw Stockset playing this, I think he was like top 4 net worth in the game as the support Nature's Prophet.
There's a lot of pressure on the tier 1.
It might just go down here. There's no glyph.
Poshka. Gonna look to try and hold them off. Rude coming in with the charge, but it's only over towards the Treant. And gets the tower denied, but that's still the tower off the map at pre-7 minutes in the mid lane.
I'm super impressed with how mid went for Lorinoff. Just the fact that the first few levels he was actually stomping the Shaker, and then it ends up with him taking the tower. Obviously there's rotations, sure, but just the fact that he's able to play this lane so well, and it's a fairly even matchup, is just really nice to see. But the side lane cores of Spirit, they're the ones who are even happier than Lorinoff. 3.6k net worth, 3.4k, they're numbers 1 and 2, and it doesn't feel like they can be pressured at this point by anything. Look at this. TA2000 can literally just... The best you could do is deny the creeps.
Yeah, you're not touching the hero itself. I mean, Lorinoff sort of like was around, but he did not want to do anything there. Mid lane, they'll drop an Echo Slam. It's a slow kill early game, so that's no loss. Just dropping big ults for kills here and there. 2 and 1 now.
Just trying to get his dagger on the Shaker.
Oh,
Hey.
1J.
Oh.
Oh, he's out. Just in time.
I'm trying to block the camp, but...
Yeah.
Oh, he got it. His Collapse had to get in there to kill it.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Super exciting gameplay by these supports. Farming the enemy jungle.
That's kind of 1J strat right now, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like that's the best he could do. He might go down here to Radon.
I think with the charge coming in as well, they can look to dive the tower, and at the moment, the Huck, not a lot he can do to help out. Hasn't got the familiars online yet. He will for next time.
He's got him now. This is scary. I think Ursa is a really good matchup for his Lifestealer. Darkseer just means very strong in the meta, so the fact that they're both having such good games definitely makes me a bit concerned about this mid-game timing for Chimera. I don't think Laurel needs to have this good game. I think if he just gets Blink, presses his stuns, even if he's kind of behind, it's going to be good enough. It's still a lot on Lorinoff, and even at this point now, TA2000, to try to have this like very high impact at some point soon.
Bottom lane. I'm try and go for Dahak, but the familiars are too much for Radan to fight through. The stuns are too plenty.
I'd be able to micro his familiar out.
What's to survive, but difficult to sort of see how Chimera is going to make moves against these cores right now. Both side lanes looking pretty untouchable. Laps is able to back up into the jungle. And Poshka just trying to find his way towards that 6 as soon as he can.
Yeah.
I mean, what's sort of the big timing when it comes to Chimera when you're looking for someone to be that fight starter?
It's Lornov getting rune timings. This 10-minute rune is probably going to be the really big one, which is why you see Collapse even come to mid. Just because, and even to Hawk. Everyone's here. It's going to be a 4v4 mid. I wouldn't be surprised if that's somehow Radon just shows up. Yeah, Radon's here too. It's kind of that important because you get Arcane Rune, you get Haste, you get maybe even Invis like you got. You're the mid that can start these fights, start these rotations. And for them, it's Spirit. The Hawks game ended up being so bad after this first few waves. I thought their lane bot was pretty good. It looked very stable, but now he's 3.1k net worth. He's only died the one time. It's too hard to walk up into an Ursa as Visage. This matchup I think is pretty bad. I don't like their lane setups for Chimera again. I thought their lanes are just pretty weak overall going into compared to Spirits.
Top lane lol. Got this Invis rune.
They kind of knew. Oh, if he goes all the way down here. Sentry dropped.
They're at the ready. Panto's prepared. They know what's up. Lol. Still able to walk up though, get the setup here. Echo down on towards Panto, but the infest comes out from TA2000. They'll keep each other alive. And Poshka is going to drop the Macropyre under the tower, but the backup comes in from Chimera. Panto's going to survive, and Poshka goes down.
Collapse now.
Has he got any way out? This has got Surge again in a few seconds. Lornoff will close the gap. The wall gets dropped down. Another jump forward. Mana aplenty to still drag Collapse back with a Vortex. Chimera, very good setup there. They're ready to punish that hard.
Yep, definitely. With the sentry play, so he's able to kind of bait Laurel, and then Collapse uses Surge to kind of bail out his buddy, and he goes down for it.
And Force is one of those awkward timings as well. You know, the Echo was
used.
No,
Panto.
Oh, that was close.
Ooh.
Well, they catch him. It's going to be a kill for Radon. Can finish off the tower as well.
I actually thought he was going to get out. That was too close.
Dahak. Watching Lol in the mid.
He doesn't have Echo.
And he's got backup as well. Lorno's able to close in upon them. They get the kill. Lol goes down. Lorno.
Oh, the bash.
He's very low on the mana. He's going to have one more little zip to get away with, potentially, but it
might kill them all, though.
Doesn't, in fact, there with 1J coming in as well. They will. Okay. Lornoff lives. Dahak cleans them up. Triple kill for the Visage.
What just, how did it all happen?
I think that's what Spirit will be asking each other as well.
Okay, so the Hawk basically just goes in, almost solo kills Laurel, and then
go check it again. Hey, look.
So he basically almost solo kills him. Lornov tries to commit to just help him get that extra bit of damage. That was also Blink. Did Laurel? I don't know what happened with Laurel's Blink, and then Lornov gets in. He barely gets these stuns off, gets these slows. Even 1J TP's in.
All right, we got a game on our hands.
All right, we got a game.
Go.
All right, so this is what you do when you have no stuns.
Yep.
Or you just put your characters in such weird positions that Spirit's like, oh, guys, we have to dive top. We have to kill this Visage mid, guys. What's he doing? And then every time you do it, the global heroes just show up. The storm zips from half across the map. You got the Nature's Prophet TPing in. Just bait Spirit. Easy enough. There is the Radon factor.
Yeah, this Ursa is still definitely quite the problem. Level 10, top on the net worth.
Yeah, and good matchups too. Super good hero versus Visage in the game. Good versus Lifestealer. Good versus Nature's Prophet. I think Tinker and Storm are like neutral. Like you can be good versus both of them. You can be bad, but definitely overall, it's a really good Ursa game. And on the new map, we always talk about how big these objectives are. Ursa's one of the best objective takers in the game. Between Roshan, between Tormentor, even taking these early fights for the XP rune. Like if 1J is not careful, he'll just die. Oh no, 1J.
I know.
He saw something. I'm so how do you play like this?
That's risky. He's just that confident there's no vision or set up. At the same time, though, they're making a jump. They're going to look for Maposhka here. Lornoff ready to play aggressive with the shield rune. Gets in, gets the kill. The rest of Spirit get out. Another kill to be found here for Chimera. They start to get themselves a little bit of a net worth lead.
Yeah. It's also just about to be 15 minutes, so probably a Tormentor fight.
Yep.
Roshan did TP top, so he's kind of stuck in this opposite side of the map. I don't think he can get to bot in time for a Tormentor unless he goes to the gate top. That's kind of his only option, and those are always risky. Like, you're gating into an entire team set up on the Tormentor, and TH2000 finishes Radiant. This is like, actually, everything's going perfect right now for Chimera.
It's looking pretty good. It's really going to be a question whether that Roshan factor is going to cause them issues down the line. Nearly did, of course, in game one, Roshan on his Sven. Couldn't quite stop Chimera from getting the victory. And we'll see how this is going to play out against his Ursa here in game 3.
This is a super good shard. The Nature's Prophet, Curse of the Old Growth. It just will give them vision of everything in the fight. It'll also just constantly be canceling blinks of the Shaker, of the Ursa, even just slowing down the Spirit Breaker when he tries to do these charges. I genuinely think this is one of the best things about the hero Nature's Prophet. Just the shard. Even on core, but having all this utility on a support.
It's such a huge area of effect, right?
Yeah, it's massive. It also helps for fighting Roshan because you have vision of all the heroes in the pit. It has so many different use cases that getting it for free is a pretty big win for Chimera. Definitely would take that over Warp Flare.
We're done. And he's ready to start looking for some kills. Finds Panto in the mid.
Easy kill.
I mean, how are the solutions for out of control Ursa looking down the line for Chimera?
I think so. Lifesteal is better than he ever was because of Radiance. I think Radiance is a good item. All the it's 20% evasion now and 15% mischance on the burn. So maybe they're able to kite Ags on Lifestealer is probably their biggest timing for anti-Ursa, because I don't think the infest gets slow or like the duration changes. But like these fights right now, Roshan can kill anything that he wants.
Oh, and they're going to get the echo straight away on towards TH2000. Lifestealer gets deleted.
Good pick.
Radiant's top tower is
They just like played slightly out of vision. They're able to see him like hitting the creeps because they see where they turn, and quick and easy kill.
What surge is this?
I think this game is pretty open for whoever can get this next big fight going. It's all about the initiation.
Dire are scanning.
I mean, do they want to fight this down bottom Chimera?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They can. There's an Orchid on Visage. He can find Collapse with an Orchid.
They go straight for the Dark Sea. They've got the Soul Assumption damage. It's not quite enough burst, though. Straight up, Collapse will survive. Gets the Surge off. He's out. And now backups arrived. Chimera have to run. Spirit, they're going to try with the chase down. They get the wall connection on towards 1J. Jump forward from Roshan. It's held back by the familiar stun, but not held back long enough to allow 1J to run. Roshan. Up another kill. Picks up a familiar. They get both of the familiars, in fact, on the way out there. The flawless Ursa game continues 5-0-1.
I think just missing just a bit of damage on that jump because the big stuns came out. So the root charge came out, the fissure came out, and without those, he is dead on Collapse.
Yeah, he's looking for more Roshan.
Yeah, there's nothing that can stop him.
He might just find it, indeed. Dahak. Got the familiars, but the ice bars down, clips on towards Dahak.
Okay, the mischance, the shield. Panto's going to sacrifice himself.
Doing his best to try and get him out.
He's alive.
Comes in, they get the Vortex
Wait, he's
straight
so
back on
deep.
towards Roshan. They're going to be able to punish him. As indeed it ends up being exactly that. Just a little too deep, little too far. And Dahak able to clean up Roshan and put an end to his early game streak.
It looked so good, but then I think the Ursa was a bit too early. So he gets mischanced by the Tinker. And then the shield goes up on the Visage, so he's kind of blocking this like extra macro pyre damage. I don't know. That's a big throw. Just committing for this one kill on a Visage.
Yeah.
Going down on the carry.
And considering the way we've seen Roshan play so far this series, that's quite a rare misplay from him.
Yeah.
He's been very, very particular about what fights and what plays he's looked for.
Yeah, if you look back at that first game where he was Sven, it
very
felt
careful.
like every single fight he went in, it was a good choice. And there were fights that you would even say, I think he could go in. I think he can jump this here. He can fight here, and he wouldn't because there was risk. And there, I think he just kind of undervalued the amount of maybe how ready Chimera was. Maybe he didn't expect the Tinker to be right there.
I mean, that's the thing, right? The Tinker factor, not something you bump into every day.
There was a brief period of time where it was super meta. What, like 7-8 months ago? I think sometime last year. And it was picked every game in pubs. It was the most boring thing ever. And I think a lot of people just assumed it was because its numbers were all strong and like way too high, and people just stopped picking it when they nerfed the numbers. But most of the numbers are the same. Laser's still 100% mischance. The shield's still a 300 damage barrier. He does the same thing, just not as strong.
See what they can get here with the smoke, Team Spirit. Want to try and get the catch here. Chimera, with these moments, are getting that much more out of the map. Spirit needs to find the big kills. Lorinov would be a big one. And they'll catch him. Straight in with the Echo. Ice Bath to follow up. They can keep him locked down. It's a little awkward with him getting knocked over the other side of that cliff, but they'll still do the job.
That was close, because he has Essence Ring on him too. Plus the 1. He had so much healing if he was just unstunned for like, 0.1 seconds. Ooh. Look how close this was.
Let's do it again.
Actually perfect layering of stuns. Like literally perfect. Every stun.
It's pretty much everything used right.
And they're all hitting at the very end of the previous stun. Like the charge, the Spirit Breaker ult, all the shaker spells, the ice path. That was a really hard to execute kill, surprisingly, in a 4v1.
Aghanim's now online for LOL. Radant, that BKB, it is done.
Laurel just went in mid.
He did.
He's okay.
Yeah, he's got backup from Rue.
Yep.
And even thinking about going back in to clean up some of the creeps. Up on the top side of the map, Meposhka eventually does get found. After shoving in a wave or two. Kind of teasing around the mid. They feel pretty strong here with the BKB as a Sarah Radant. He doesn't mind showing his face around the mid lane to farm. Still keeping himself at the top of the charts here this game.
Yeah, they have no control for the Ursa during his BKB. It is once T2000 gets the Ags, then they'll have this good control. They can always just disarm his whole BKB duration, but until then, it's pretty much just a kite fest. And unfortunately for 1J, he does have an Iron Talon and a Battle Fury. So 2 ways to cut the trees on the Ursa.
Ooh, Lal. He's going to jump in on this, but they've got the silence. He's got the backup coming in from Rue. Lorinov turns straight towards Lal. Lal's getting out then, but no, the damage ends up being enough to pop him. And now Collapse, he's caught by the Aghanim's Nature's Prophet out that global route so that they can set up for a second kill.
Okay, that 2 freebies. I don't like how Laro's kind of using his jump aggressively.
He went in. That kind of move was made as if he had a BKB. I guess he really did just trust in the ability of Collapse to bail him out of there with a neck in the pipe. And it was not enough to keep him alive.
Collapse not. Ooh.
He weren't happy with that.
He was not happy with that.
He weren't happy with that.
Feeling a bit of the pressure in this lower bracket, round 1.
I mean, that, yeah, you say, well, that was just the face of a man whose shaker had just jumped a bit too far and he tried to save. He's like, bro, I can't save you there. What can I do?
He did that jump on the mid wave just, what, a minute ago? Where he jumps, he gets Orchid, he has to get bailed out by the breaker. I feel like you have to understand that versus Orchid, you can't be this aggressive shaker that you're used to. And you need a BKB. So he has the BKB queued, but it's still 3,000 gold away. And now they have Aegis on Lorinov. So that like kill you barely got the last time, even if you barely get it a second time, he's just going to respawn. What a back and forth series.
Yeah, 5k lead now and Aegis on Storm. Lorinov, we've seen plenty of Storm games from him where he's run away with them. And he's in a good spot to do so this game. 5-1-7. It's a clean opening from him. And some very good heroes to do it around a lot of global pressure. And of course,
definitely
always the potential between him and TA2000's Lifestealer to make those pickoffs happen. And here we go, smoke time. They're not afraid of a fight right now, Chimera, but the same to be said for Spirit. Also coming up the smoke, they've got the Wombo combo at the ready, and as we heard from the panel, team fight is strong from Spirit.
He's infested on TA2000 on Lorinov. This is a super scary fight. I'm scared for Spirit in this one. They need to get the jump on probably the Hawk and Panto.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be the chance for Lyle's redemption.
Yeah. But it looks like they're scared to get on them. The smoke's got a few seconds left on the Hawk. He's going to be out. Okay.
Radiant's middle tower.
That was one of those moments in the games that can just go horribly wrong. If one of your teammates makes like a bad move and they pop a smoke, the fight just starts. You all have to take the fight. I think thankfully for Spirit they don't end up taking that fight, but now it looks like they're just gonna kind of go back in.
Oh, we're done. He shows.
That's his ult though.
Charge from Rue coming in onto Dahak. He won't connect it. But now they just turn towards him. They look to dive underneath the tower. They get jump over to Poshko. Get the ice path and the Magpie down. But the Nature's Wrath comes in, rooting in position. Rue's gone. Laurenov, they've tried to turn for more. He's got to get out with the remainder of the BKB as the stuns are about to come in from Lyle. Still there, but chase him onwards. But he's got the Aegis. It's going to be back for round 2. TO2000 getting in position to try and help him out, but Lyle's in with the jump, the Echo. Laurenov gets caught by the vacuum as well. They chain stun the Storm, kill him off. Now Radan turns over towards Panto. TO2000 tries to get out of it, but he's clipped by the stun. They're in trouble. They're losing more at Chimera. Panto's going to get run down by Lyle and collapse as the Tinker will slowly but surely fall. Radan cleans up TO2000. They make the fight work, Spirit.
I think just a bit too far of a dive. They can be happy with the Ursa ulting, right? It's a pretty long cooldown. I guess it's only 30 seconds. It's still like for a fight duration cooldown. Yeah, it's this 30-second window that you can maybe break the Ursa in, and they commit not even on the Ursa, but just on his team. And Radan kind of had a whole free fight. So the second that the Storm kills once, you just lay the Ice Bat down. He used his BKB. He goes down, and T2000. I think he just tried to TP out with no rage or anything. Gets clipped by the Shaker.
Yeah, I think it was toward the end of his rage.
Yeah. And then you see the Ursa Lycer match. It's not a man fight that TO2000 would win. Ooh, that's a feels bad throw. Especially that's your Aegis Storm fight. Storm was one of the best Aegis carries whole game, and you lose that fight, you throw away all this lead you get, and the Tormentor.
That's rough. Yeah, I mean, they dove straight into it beyond that tier 2 tower. That was a fight that Chimera completely signed up for. Does not go their way.
Well,
Radan stronger than ever.
Back to game 1. And Chimera did win that game. The back and forth games are a bit more their style, more fun.
But what's sort of scarier to deal with? An out-of-control Radan Sven or an out-of-control Radan Ursa, would you say? What terrifies you more?
I feel like Ursa. Because I think it's just a bit harder to kite the Ursa. The Storm, you stun him once during his BKB. He'd kite it, like you bash him once, right? Or you Abyssal Blade him once, and it's good enough. Whereas Ursa, he's gonna be perma ulted, never take damage. If he gets so farmed, he'll have no cooldowns, it'll feel like. It is worrisome. Again, still, I think Lornov's having a pretty good game. And if TO2000 ends up being able to survive maybe the BKB and the ult from the Ursa, he's okay. In the fights, in the man fights. If you're able to kite, you have a Tinker kind of helping you.
Smoke time. Chimera. They want to try again.
They need a good jump. Last time the jump, whatever they... Ooh, Arcane Rune.
Well, that's going to be a pretty good start to the play.
Huge for this fight. They get Laurel.
They find the opening, but Lyle's able to jump out with the enchant.
His BKB's not here.
Laurenov gets him with the
2
vortex.
seconds.
He's gone.
Oh, his courier. It's right there that had his BKB on it. Oh, no.
There's that 28-minute timing as well. They'll be able to take the Stride of Wisdom away.
Oh, and Rue might be walking into Laurenov right now.
Laurenov. Rue's got the Shadow Amulet. Won't manage to get the charge off. If he was going to come in from 1J, but wasn't quite able to read the correct angle route. Held back on the charge and walks it off.
Gold and sweet.
Just a super close game. Like, very back and forth. The only hero that's really far away from the pack is the Ursa. Like, he is far. He's almost 5,000 gold ahead of the Storm. But it to some extent feels a bit like he's on an island for his team. Just in terms of the impact his other cores are having, I don't think Collapse has a great partner that he's been able to play with. You don't have like an Ember per se. You have Darkseer Ember. This guy's gonna Ion Shell Surge's Ember's gonna kill it for anything. I don't think Laurel's really been that. I don't think Rue has been strong enough to do that, especially just in a Chimera's ball. Like the Tinker heals, the Visage. So a lot of it lies on Radon to just do a lot in these fights. And we're gonna see what he can do with this next smoke.
Here we have it. Echo Slam ready to go. Any of the cores would be a big enough catch for...
Yeah, the Dahak
jump.
Visage. Pretty squishy hero. It's still a big kill in terms of impact in these fights. The Orchid is really annoying. It always forces Ursa to kind of save his BKB for it. They're following the mid wave.
Tinker's TPing in.
Radon kind of knows exactly where they are.
Does he want to dive to tier 2? He's strong. He's got the 10kb done. Oh, but Lorinov, he finds the Ursa first. Still though, the ult's off in time. Fisher out. Over towards tier 2000. Rue will back off. Doesn't want to commit with the charge. They'll look to sit back in over towards Radon. Lol trying to jump away, but the familiar stuns catch onto the both of them. BKB now from Lorinov. He tries to get in the face of Radon, but Radon turns, swipes back at the Storm. The heal comes in for tier 2000 though, as he's ready to try and chase the Ursa out of the fight. Now Radon enraged at BKB. They're both on cooldown. Charge forward from Rue. They're trying to keep their Ursa safe. They'll drop the echo. They get a vacuum onto the two of them. They killed off Lorinov. Can Radon get out of it though? Because tier 2000 will continue to try and chase out the cores. Surge onto Lol. Collapse able to get Lol out, but Lol, he wants to get back in. Jumps in with the enchant totem. The shield's out onto 1J. Rue charges across the midst of the team fight. Catch onto tier 2000 and on towards Panto. They'll get the clean up with the clean damage here with that Battle Fury. Dahak will manage to TP away. But Team Spirit, they find the 4 kills as they kind of just drag Chimera perfectly into that fight. They chase them all the way from their own tier 2 over to where the tier 1 used to be there from Spirit and get them in a position where they can turn and take the fight. Even though it had a really awkward start, right? BKB and Enrage were on cooldown from Radon, but they kind of drag it on long enough to make a second go at it.
I don't like these chases from Chimera. It feels like they're kind of overcommitting multiple times in a row. Yeah, you can see him shaking his head in disapproval. The tier 2 top, now this mid one, I don't know what the calls are, like what they're feeling, but a lot of the time, chasing is really bad in Dota just because it's so much about positioning, about cooldowns, that the second you kind of over chase, you're giving the enemy so much more information, so much more time to make the plays, and you're always the ones being like, the only thing you can do is chase, chase, chase. And the other team always has the option of continuing to run, choosing when to turn and fight. I actually think that was one of the things that most teams just yell at players a lot of the time. It's just like, why are you chasing these kills? It's not worth it.
Each and every time, Radon just getting more and more.
Yep. It just swung to a 6k lead.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's a hard game to end for Chimera. It's not really going to be like a game 2 situation where it's over in 23 minutes. There's a Nature's Prophet constantly pushing one lane out with a tree, and then there's also a Tinker pushing the other lanes out with March the Machines. So both supports doing their absolute best to make the game never end. And Team Spirit will just farm, collapse back to second in net worth. What do you do? Ooh, interesting. So TA3000 disassembled his Radiance, and he bought a Nullifier, which is really cool. Hold up.
Panto. Oh, they found him.
He can get the blink off? Oh, no, So the Nullifier is really cool because versus Ursa, you purge his Overpower, which is basically all his attack speed. He's kind of useless here without it. You also purge the Bulldoze from the Spirit Breaker, and you purge all of Darkseers like Surge, Iron Shells. So it's actually a really good Nullifier game. The biggest question is just if he's able to keep farming with not having the Radiance anymore. Because that's like the whole big farming tool for a Lifestealer.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. Yeah, it's unlikely they close that gap against Radon unless they...
Yeah, they have to just win
get
2-3 fights.
Yeah. Not easy.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Spirit. Oh, look at this tier 2 bottom. Do they want to try and poke the high ground? I mean, yeah, it's still just under 3 minutes on the Aegis. Quite a bit of time to play with. They've got their options open. They're going to go for the smoke.
I think they should fight. I think going high ground is kind of a mistake in this day and age. And just getting kills for free like TA2000.
Let's have a look. They've got the ult into the fissure, into the abyssal, into the ice path. It's done perfectly once again. Team Spirit, they know how to use these stuns.
And now you can go high ground.
Oh, you can at least dive the high ground, right?
Yeah, it's more of a dive.
Yeah.
He has no buy in the lifestealer. Maybe you read that. But you don't want to just sit there and hit the tier 3, especially versus a Tinker. Ursa jumps Tinker, he's just dead in half a second. They do have the banner. So, oh, it just dies to Roshan.
And they just are going to dive the base here. Radan's ready to move in and look to dive to Hawk. The Hawk will be able to buy stun safety here. The stone form, they'll get the snip outside of the base, catch Meposhka. I mean, maybe they'll be able to take the safety out of the hands of Radan. Radan getting soul assumption. His Jakiro's gone as Meposhka falls.
They're not chasing.
And indeed they're not. They respect the fact that he's got that Aegis. They don't care too much about taking it out of his hands, and they know that that would have bought time for the rest of Team Spirit to turn up. And it did. The rest of Team Spirit was there to back Radan up. So a little bit more reservation than what we saw earlier from Chimera. This time they're holding back when they know they need to.
If only that energy 20 minutes ago, the game would be completely different. And it does kind of hurt to not take this Aegis out. It's another still 80 seconds about with Radan having 2 lives. I think thankfully just because of how annoying their supports are, nothing bad will happen to them. Surely that's not a caster curse that Radan's not going to get a kill in 70 seconds. Part of me wishes that TA2000 didn't disassemble his Radiance until he had the Ags. I just think it's such a big timing versus Ursa that delaying it for any reason kind of just hurts and is bad.
Yeah, that gap is just not getting any close, any smaller.
It's a canyon. No one.
Yeah, it's quite the lead Radan's got.
I mean, at this point, I would be surprised he gets doubled on net worth.
Can they defeat him? Can they deal with this bear?
The dancing bear is pretty strong. I think it would have to be... Well, there's another nullifier in 1J. That's a good way to deal with Ursa. I'm trying to think of what they have to do. It's definitely just a kiting fight where you kind of force Team Spirit to be the ones chasing too far. I just don't know because I think consistently as a team, Team Spirit's one of the best at knowing how to team fight, their limits of their heroes, not chasing. Obviously, they still mess up. Like even this game, we've seen Team Spirit mess up kind of a chase.
They got top. Nobody going to catch on towards Meposhka before he gets out through the gate. Hanto, he's turned up down here. I mean, unfortunately for him, there's a lot of Team Spirit around. Fisher's going to miss, though. And is he actually going to be able to walk away? He is. All right, okay, never mind. Radan's there.
Not out.
He gets away from the rest of Spirit, but he doesn't get away from Radan.
He's too close to the forest.
The bear strikes again. Level 24.
Tormentor number 3.
I'll take it. Meposhka enjoys the shot. Spirit. So you reckon we won't see this? Like, there's no pressure for Spirit. They can wait for Roshan's, wait for Aegis's.
Yeah. I think right now, so it basically Chimera just wants to farm and kind of scale the game to later in the game. And Team Spirit just don't have good push into the Tinker. I'm just trying to find an angle for Chimera to fight in the near future, and I'm not really seeing it that well. Just because Radan's having such a good game. And there's so many items now that are kind of coming out for the supports, especially for Spirit. There's the Glimmer Aether Lens from Meposhka. He never has to go, and he's even going a Blink just so he can play this like outskirts. There's the Shadow Blade on Rue for catch, and then just all the even almost a Hex on Collapse.
Tempted there for maybe tier 2000, but
they see the ward.
It's the creep whilst raged. Puts them off making their jump. Talking about making the jump. Yeah, Meposhka. Blink can be on its way out for the next fight.
All right, 200 gold lifestealer. Just maybe one more last hit. Just please don't get echoed on the wave. He'll just wait out for the gold to just tick.
I mean, this thing, he really wants it before the next fight.
It's so big.
Remember, Radan's going to come for them. He makes the jump straight away.
He echoed nothing. Oh. Wait. Was that supposed to be on Tinker? And Tinker just blinked out?
It was right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Radiant's
Okay.
bottom tower is under attack.
Well,
It was close.
Yeah, he hit the birds. He got both of the familiars.
He got him. Well, yeah, didn't kill him though, right?
Yeah, you can use the stuns on them while they're stunned, so I think the Hawk just kind of drops them in response. Thankfully, he didn't BKB on the Shaker, so not the biggest loss.
Yeah, didn't slam all the buttons. Panto in the trees. He's out of there.
Ooh.
Getting away with keeping these waves pushed out.
This is an annoying game. Like, oh.
And
How is he doing this?
he's getting
again?
okay. This time he's
Okay.
not getting away with it. Surely. I mean, if he gets the shield off, they'll get it.
I was starting to get mad. If he managed
If he gets to live again.
Yeah, it's just. Can you think the like audacity for him knowing there's two heroes chasing him? There's also a Spirit Breaker. You clear the wave and then you TP to the exact same wave, and be like, okay, I'll just cut the next one, guys. It's okay. You guys stop me. Try to stop me one time. Just give me the second wave. What a beast Panto is. Okay, I didn't realize he's 0-8-4 on the Tinker.
But hey, he's keeping the game alive.
He is keeping the game alive.
Do you think this is one of those games when you make those plays? Are you kind of checking your cores inventories, or are you just like focusing on what you're doing and just telling yourselves, it's fine, I'm keeping the game going, my carries are getting very farmed?
Ah.
Do you really want to take a look? Because if you look, you might not be too happy.
Yeah, sometimes you don't click.
Yeah. Just keep telling yourself it's going to be okay. As long as we can keep this game going,
Yep.
I can keep cutting these waves, keep Spirit out of our base.
I remember when I played with Hector, we were just asking the mid game after like 20 minutes if he's just farming. There's this one game I remember at TI. He was 0-0-0 at like 30 minutes in the game. And we're like, yo, Hector, you gonna carry this game? He's like, yeah, man, I carry this game, no problem. We're like, okay. All right, Hector. And then we won. It took us 60 minutes and a rapier, but we did win the game. So.
Well, there you go. Do you think someone on Chimera got that same level of confidence? Who's telling them that they'll carry the game?
Ooh. If I had to guess, I feel like it would be the Hawk. Like, which of the cores comes off as I'll 1v5 the game? That or Lornov? I don't think Lornov. I think Lornov is the one that would carry.
Yeah.
I just don't know if he would say it.
Okay.
I don't know what his personality would be like.
Panto's caught again. That's true. He'll probably just quietly
I feel like he's a quiet guy. I don't know. That's what he comes across as. Maybe we just have a bad read on him. I always think that's so funny, like, to try to think what players are like.
Yeah, because it's not the only time we get to interact with a lot of players is through the interviews, right?
Yep.
Well,
All right, big jump.
That was a big zip there, and it works out. They came across the map very well from that bottom lane.
Yeah, and a super big kill.
And Charger's coming in from right. You don't want to do something here if you're Spirit, right? No, I don't think so.
No, you want to wait till
let
Dark
this go.
Spirit. He has so much net worth on him and like so much utility. Just the Lotus, the pipe. He has refresher and he has a refresher shard, or he's a refresher shard and a hex. So he's 2 hexes, 2 walls, just way too much teamfight control. I think I would almost, if I had to, give up. I would consider just giving up a Rax rather than try to make collapse Phi. I don't think it should get that serious, but
One Jake. Gonna try and poke a lot. They get the Vortex trap back onto Love. They got the follow-up. They haven't. BKB's out in time for Love. Now they look for Rue, though.
Weird.
Rue's caught in the midst of the fight. Tries to bounce away, but he is gone.
No buyback. All right, Spirit. Radan.
He's going to try and commit for this as he jumps in.
There's an infest.
Looks at T80000. Radan now on the retreat. He's got the Aegis, of course, but they should be able to take him out at once, as he's not got the whole team to back him up. There's no Dark
what is happening?
There's no Shaker. There's no Spirit Breaker. He's got a BKB TP out.
Okay.
So he's going to be fine, but still, overall, that was not the fight that Spirit wanted to get dragged into, and now Chimera, they're up to the base.
I feel like these teams are so aggressive in positions that they don't need to be. Your Darkseer's dead. I think he matters so much for these team fights, and then you're still kind of wanting to poke around, trying to get caught. Just give up the tower, guys. It's not a big deal.
And these items are coming out, and Loronoff's got his Parasma.
Yeah, Daedalus is also finished for TA2000.
Yep, big damage is coming online for Chimera.
He's infested again.
Let's see if they can find anyone.
There is no Radon BKB for 50 seconds.
And there's no Lyle or Root.
Radiant's middle
Both dead for the
tower
moment.
Right, they see collapse, and I think they know. Oh no.
They could zip this if they read this correctly.
Yeah, he might.
Loronoff, does he want to keep searching towards
Oh,
the base?
too close to the base.
is under attack.
You zip there, you risk getting like blinked on by Ursa, Abyssal, chain stunned. It's not really worth that for a chance. Also buybacks. I think anytime you take a fight next to an enemy tower, just you always have to kind of fear buybacks, unless you have a reason not to. All right, Collapse jumps.
Oh. What they can get here, they're going to go for 1J. They caught him in the corner, but he's able to turn and get the nullifier off. Radon kind of held in position by the Sprout for now. 1J, he's able to stand his ground. He can TP out if he needs to. He's going to try and bail out of this. Collapse is getting zipped upon by Loronoff. They go straight for the Darks here. And now they can turn for the Jakira as well. Maposhka caught on top. As they get the two of them, I mean, they're still chasing out the rest. Team Spirit, they're able to back up all the way to their high ground. Chimera.
Yeah, I think they just keep going.
They're kind of doing it here. It's back to dead even on the gold. And Chimera
Radiant's top tower
knocking at the doors here at Team Spirit. A minute without Maposhka or Collapse on the defense. Radon's in. They're going to try and fully blow up the life stealer. Can they do it in time? They can. 100-0. They eliminate TA2000. But it's actually enough to stop the push. Rue gets caught with the Hex. He'll get out. Chimera, without their carry,
Ooh,
they will
whoa.
back away. Lal dancing with danger there. They've stopped the push.
Okay. Could be worse. I think did he still have I don't think he had any Fear Swipe stacks on him. He just died straight up to the Echo. That is scary when your carry just kind of dies walking up on the high ground to 3 heroes, right? It's not even a full 4 or 5 heroes that all click their spells. Just 3. There's nothing really he can buy or people can do. It probably will just, at the end of the day, be, oh, we should have shielded him better and Force Staffed him, but I don't think they have a Force Staff, I guess. Yeah, they have no Force Staff, so probably just why the fights are a bit awkward for TA2000, unless they're initiating. I think every fight that he's been infested in Loronoff and they get this good jump, it's pretty simple execution. Any cool objectives? I don't think so. Roshan's dead for a while. Tormentors are dead. Tormentors should be up soon. But yeah, nothing too crazy. Ooh, I wonder if the Lifestealer shard is actually going to be cool this game. It basically makes it so when you pop out of the infest, it does open wounds on everyone that takes damage from the infest. So like if you zip on Storm and he goes into 2-3 heroes, you're going to infest everything.
That's true. Yeah.
With the Storm's 25, so now he has the overload attack bounces facet, which means that like Storm's just going to perma heal by hitting multiple open wounds targets in these fights. Even just TA2000 getting a couple right clicks on different heroes could be pretty cool.
Yeah, because it feels like the issue for Spirit in the last few fights has been that they do have great team fight, but somehow in the way that Chimera's entering into these fights, a lot of what Spirit has is just having to be blown on one hero.
Yeah.
Which at the moment, now that the game's fallen to even, it's not good enough, right? They have to try and catch at least 2
And
in the chain stun.
even the 1 is not dying. Like they went on the Nature's Prophet there. He didn't even die. There's also big is there's 2 Scythe of Vices on Chimera right now.
Yeah.
There's one on both supports have them. Well, use BKB on.
Oh.
Okay, Radon used BKB.
They didn't see it. Is it
Yeah,
right?
was it? He was in the fog.
I think so, right? It wasn't a Crips.
Yeah.
Now they're looking to
a pretty big deal
Wait out
if-
the Roche by the looks of it.
I don't know if Chimera knows, but if they do, it's a big deal. If anything, you just wait for Roche anyway, and Team Search is gonna be like, please don't spawn Roche in the first 20 seconds. Asking Gabe right now. Give him a little help.
Now these fights don't look easy for Spirit to take. Not
No.
as easy as when, they did have that lead about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised at how kind of the game keeps swinging back and forth. Is there a part of you that doesn't want Chimera to win just because of their sub duo? You're just like watching it.
Nature's profit.
You don't want to see this in your
it's
pubs?
hitting the pubs already, I'm sure. Whatever happens, it's been good enough. People at home have been sold on it.
That's not a good thing. Oh, and don't say that.
And look how farmed they are. Look how much money you get to play with when you play this.
Yeah, Nature Prophet has more money than his offlaner. The Hawk is definitely happy about that.
Yeah, he's got more CS than his offlaner.
Yeah, I would be so happy if my forward was taking all my last hits, all my farm on the map.
I mean, because that's the question. Is there a chance that 1J is going to have more last hits than the lifestealer by the end of the game? It might happen.
Yeah, it's not unrealistic.
I mean?
Especially just because he doesn't have the radiance, he sold it.
No, exactly, yeah.
And 1J is just kind of ulting for fun off cooldown.
He's going to go for that Wind Waker next. Obviously, the temptation would have been there for the Octarine, you know, get more of these ults out. Got to get that global farm off cooldown. Oh, they're on the hunt. Spirit, they want to try and find a fight around this potential Roshan respawn.
So does Chimera, they're smoked up.
Here we go.
I think if Spirit get a good jump, even on Ursa, or on Lifestealer, it's going to be really good for them. I just don't know if they'll get the jump into this wave shove from the Tinker.
They still want to make a go. They've got a bit more time here on the smoke.
And Rosh is up.
See the familiars. No eyes on Dahak yet, though. Now they'll see. Whoa, no!
Not like this.
Oh, no. He just sits there under the familiars, gets tapped by them, and then he just echoes before he can blink because he can't blink. Panic sets in there for Lal. Completely whiffs that.
He does have a refresher, but it's not one of those easy to just be like, okay, guys, I'll use refresher. It's okay.
Okay.
2000's in the pit.
I mean, they're going to want to get in here, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you can't just sit back and let this go down. Surely.
Surely.
Lal. Let's see if his next blink's going to be a little better. Look at the charge in. Tier 2000's the focus. Jump forward from Lauren off. He's looking for his target. He's able to find Lal. Lal, he's been caught by the Hex. Will still get the jump off with the Enchant Totem. Rodan, he's able to claim the Aegis. It's going to be Spirits. They get the kill, they get the Aegis.
Still Arcane on Lornov.
And Lornov has got the cheese as well. Look at the opening Hex on towards Rodan. See if they can kill him off the one. So she's able to steal away that Aegis. Fisher's out. Lal puts the BKB. They're in on top of Panto. They get rid of the Tinker. Rodan falling low. He's gone the one. Refresher now popped by Lal. He's going to have that second Echo ready to play with. Gets the opening Fisher again onto Lorinov. In with the Enchant Totem. Trying to keep the Storm locked down. Vacuum it on to 4. There's the Echo. As Lal makes it work here on the second time round. Obviously courtesy of Collapse with a beautiful vacuum. The team fight, it's theirs. Team Spirit. 13k up. After they're able to contest the Roshan at the perfect time, despite the comical beginning.
Yeah. All he needed was one Echo. That's all it took.
And that'll do it. As I say, with a decent assist there from Collapse.
Yeah, it was a okay assist.
No,
okay vacuum.
That's one of those moves, you know, Collapse. He'll be talking up Lal. They'll be like, there you go, Lal, you got this.
Good Echo.
Look at that, Lal.
Yeah.
There you go. Collapse has got him covered.
That was... I didn't even know what to make of that fight. That was just... I think he was supposed to infest the Ursa maybe through the Roche.
Oh, that Tormentor's not going to happen. They got to get back to base anyway, because the push is coming in for T-Spirit. The barracks will be fortified.
I'm surprised Lornov just like bought back so fast. I guess he probably knew he was going to have to buy at some point.
Sure.
It's just... It felt a bit rushed. He bought back and he instantly zipped top to just start from the jungle. He wants to finish his Scythe of Ice though. So 3 Scythe of Ices. Maybe that's enough. Yeah, already down to 20k gold lead.
And they don't want to buy back right. They're like 10 seconds away from respawning. They will at least be able to fend them off with the fortification of getting a second melee racks, but still, the damage is done from Spirit. Now at nearly 20k. After getting that perfect jump around the Roshan and taking everything. Kill, the Aegis, the team fight. It's all Team Spirits. 54 minutes in now. Next hex online. Yep, Laurenov's got it. So the triple hexes from the side of Chimera. They've got a lot of catch, a lot of response. So it's going to be a very important test of Spirit to when they pop the BKBs on their initiations. Because if they hold back on the BKB usages, they may get caught out.
Dire are scanning.
I feel like it's still not like super Spirit favored. I just keep feeling like they're just outplaying them in the fights. They're just kind of kiting them away. I think it's been, what, 4 fights now? That Chimera's kind of had a decent start to the fight, kind of a good initiation or a good, you know, they don't get bursted off the very start of the fight, and then they just keep chasing into Spear, and they get baited a little further this time and a little further this time, and eventually you get 4-man vacuum into Echo.
And Lars ready to go for another 2 rounds of them. Refreshes back off cooldown.
Radiant
Next fight
scanning.
could be a pretty messy one for Chimera if they're caught. No.
Oh.
Okay. Sometimes the echoes just don't hit. You know?
Yep. That it just happens.
Oh, here's the jump. This is all part of the plan. Radan's now in with the jump over towards Dahak. Tier 2000's going to try and turn towards him. Is there any saving Dahak? He's in the stone form, but now Tier 2000's in trouble. He's dead. They've lost the Lifestealer out for 100 seconds. Dahak in trouble as well as Lar will turn towards him. Dahak trying to run the Hex on towards Lar. Nullifies one. Dahak's able to come in with a resummon. Maybe he can live. They look straight over towards the Shaker. They've caught him in the Sprout. He's gone. They don't need no Lifestealer. They can hold without him. These are some crazy plays.
Yeah, what is
like,
it?
You know, it's
I tell you know what's happening? You want to take this away, or
there was what, 2 echoes dropped in that.
yeah?
The first one definitely wasn't something special.
I didn't see this second one.
I didn't see this. Maybe that's for the better after what happened with the first one.
Yeah.
Either way, they did manage to kill TA2000, but
yes, super fast.
the push gets stopped.
Also, really
and
impressive.
Dahak doesn't die.
Yeah, I couldn't believe he lived.
Yeah, this just with the stone form and the team coming in clutch.
Yep.
And it's these kind of hexes upon hexes and nullifiers holding back these heroes, trying to chase people down.
The hex with the Sprout is also super nice because like he can't use quelling while he's hexed, so he's kind of stuck in the trees. Also, Ursa can't use the Earth Shock to jump when he's during the Sprout.
And they live to see another day, Chimera. Even when they lose their carry. But as we see, this game, it's like TA2000.
Yeah, he's having a rough one.
He's not the real carry this game, right? The real carry this game, you're looking at Laurenov. Maybe even Dahak, honestly, with both great score lines. TA2000, he's suffering a bit this time. 375 on the Lifestealer.
I feel like is supposed to save his ult, like the infest for this Ursa jump, this Ursa commit.
But someone's got to go in, right? Are you looking at your Storm to be on the front of the fight?
Yeah, probably. Anyone would buy. You're fine to go in. You just need to bait out his BKB or his ult and infest it just to tank your team up kind of fight. I think that one, he was infested in his Storm, I want to say, and looking for that jump. I just think you walk in as Lifestealer. You don't play for this burst.
Well, here we go. Teach Spirit. Looks like they're ready to go for them again. What's the refresher cooldown? Still 45 seconds on Radan's.
I think they'll just wait.
Lars ready.
He's got an Octarine core. It's not fair. Radan doesn't.
I feel like, Collapse, he feels like he's got to put the extra work in. He's like, right, if my Shaker's going to go for slams like that, I really got to get in there and try and set up for him.
Yep.
Now, Collapse has got to be there for the assist like he was earlier in that Radiant Jungle fight. It's not been easy slams for Lal. They're familiars. Kind of what's been the...
They just keep getting hit by familiars. Is that it?
That one, he kind of blinked into them. I don't know. But the first one, yeah, he didn't see them touch him.
It is quite funny that it's happened, what, 3 times now? I think. Okay, next one will be different, Laurel.
As I said, next one, Collapse is going to have him covered.
Yeah.
Collapse is ready to set up for him. Find Panther, they won't. He's gone, he's away. Top lane, creep wave pushes in. Tier 2's gone.
Look at these supports. Pushing out every single side wave, just delaying the game for as long as possible.
Yeah, they can, and we're getting there. Up to 59 minutes up on the clock.
60-minute items again.
1J's nearly level 25. Because that's when things become even more crazy. How's the Dagon status? They've got one. Dagon
Okay.
on the Spirit Breaker. So already Root in preparation of these greater treants coming out. 3 times.
Yeah. Ooh. I mean, Chimera do scale pretty well into this game. Like going to the late game, getting these tier 5 items. Hopefully a bit less magic lamps. Well.
The magic, yeah, it's a bit of a boring one, right?
Yeah, it's just kind of, it's a passive. It makes it so it's hard to kill heroes in the burst.
Sure, it was just what like the modern day mirror shield when it comes to just item you can choose that's going to stop you from getting insta killed.
It's the best defensive item.
Right, lol. They've caught him in the mid. He's just dead. Oh.
Okay.
He's gone for 100 seconds.
The triple hex.
Yeah.
You can't play versus triple hex.
Nope.
They're smoking
hexes
up.
upon hexes.
Team Spirit wants to get a jump.
I mean, he has buyback and he has boosted travel too. See in the mid. They're getting on towards Dahak. This time, they'll kill him off before he can get the stone form off. Now the buyback comes in from La. They've got the control on the TH2000. It's going to be another. There's the vacuum into the stuns. Collapse. He's there with the setup for triple kill Radan. And more to come as they go over towards Panto. They catch him with the hex. The buybacks, they don't have them on the Storm or the Lifestealer as this one. Okay, they do now. It just came back up, in fact, and maybe that's enough to turn it around. They get the zip across on towards Radan. They've got the hex.
John's dead.
Oh my goodness, his buyback just came back just in time. It must have been on the timer as well, right? Because he has plenty of money, so his buyback just came off cooldown on Lorinov.
It looks like the end.
It did. It did, but it came just back up in time. The game goes on. They will hold. It's an expensive hold. Triple buyback having to come out from them there. 2 of them the cause. But they kill Radan. 70 seconds, no Ursa.
And Roshan's up.
And there's that little bit of a window in their favor where if they kill Lal, he's going to be dead for good. He used his buyback for that play.
Yep. Same for Lorinov, though. So Lorinov and the Hawk and Panto pretty much all buy. Everyone buys for that had it for Chimera besides 1J. I think TA2000 definitely needs to farm his. Also, it looked like the Infest was affected by status resistance on the Ursa. It looked like it was a really short duration.
I guess that makes it. Or you think that it didn't used to work like that?
I thought it used to just be a flat
Duration.
like it would be 5 seconds no matter what, because it's almost like a transform spell kind of thing, not necessarily a stun. But
There you go. The more you know, I guess.
the more you know. See, the neutral items are coming out. People are making them. All right, so spider legs plus the debuff duration for Earthshaker. It's a good one.
Now, what else are we looking at?
Got a Minotaur horn for Lorinov.
I mean, this should be a free Rosh, right? You're not
Yeah.
doing anything crazy as
Yeah,
Spirit.
yeah. You have the Bloodthorn.
Yep.
Okay, Laurel.
He's looking. I don't want to have something to say about this. Ice Path, Macropie, it's down there in the pit. Can they time?
They're all committing with BKB. Lorinov really wants the Aegis.
They're going to be able to finish it. Pick the stuff up. They're taking a
got
bit
it,
of
you
time
got
to
it,
pick
you
this.
got
They left the cheese. And in a moment of panic, they forgot about the cheese.
Oh, the best.
And Radan was trying to chase. I mean, Chimera, they're focused at the moment at just getting out of there. And they will.
Will they?
Oh, will they actually? Oh, no.
Here's a
Indeed,
Minotaur horn.
1J
Here's a Minotaur horn.
and Lorinov get caught. Lorinov still able to zip away. TH2000, he's going to try and turn and fight. They get the Sprout control over towards Collapse. They jump straight over towards 1J. That's the Nature's Prophet out. But 1J does have buyback available. Collapse. Vacuum down on towards TH2000. TH2000 trying to run with Lars in with the Echo Slam. TH2000's gone for good. Dead for 100. Radan will get caught, though, as he's also gone. He has the luxury of buyback, though, on the Ursa. See if they can have the chance to force that out. As the rest of Spirit back off. Just the one buyback being used there by 1J. And the Aegis remains intact on Lorinov.
Yep.
Can go for another round on that one. Did someone get the cheese? What happened to
Yes,
the cheese?
the courier.
Dahak's at the
Hawk.
ready.
The Hawk was smart.
He was. Straight over. Cheese on the courier. Ready to get it set up for the next team fight.
All right, so the Minotaur horn on Lorinov actually came in clutch there.
Yeah,
Because he was able to, it gives him 2 seconds of BKB, basically. And also, the enchantment he picked is 15% status resistance. So just getting this little extra, less stuns on himself, a little extra BKB helps him survive and actually win the fight.
Oh, there we go. We get some good stuff here.
Yeah, we got some good ones.
Stygian Desolator.
That's what I was looking at.
There we go, Dahak. He's ready to solo kill anyone, really.
Yep.
Obviously, there's items at the moment that's causing some difficulties for that, seeing as we're 63 minutes into the game. But if he does get his chance to get his hands on anyone, they will get torn apart with his Bloodthorn AC Stygian Deso Visage. Over on the side of Spirit, we have a Book of the Dead.
Are scanning.
A lot of Book of the Dead fans out there like to enjoy some Book of the Dead action today, courtesy of Collapse on our darks here. And Fallen Scum.
Another one. Panto.
Another Book of the Dead.
He's a tinker, so it's a 33-second cooldown book. So basically, you can just place it down on every single wave.
Wait, hold. Yeah, that's crazy.
I think it.
That's 33-second cooldown Book of the Dead.
I think it kills the creeps when you summon a new one.
It used to back in the day, but we're not back in the day anymore.
Okay, you want to watch?
But I think it still does.
I also think it still does.
You know, who knows? I think it will. There's no way they stay up.
There's no way.
There's no way.
There's no way.
Actually, there might be a way.
No.
You never know. Let's
We're
have
watching.
a look. Is he going to
2
press
seconds.
it? I'm watching the top wave.
1 second.
Use it.
Come on.
Or maybe he's not because he
thinks
it's going to kill it. Which it probably does. I think it does wipe out your previous Book of the Dead still.
I'm looking.
Well, he's going to go somewhere.
I'm paying attention. I'm paying attention.
He wants to know as well, Panto. He's going to like... But he probably knows.
Just click it. What's the worst that could happen? Yeah,
Oh,
okay. It does.
It's all good. The game is working perfectly. There will not be unlimited Book of the Deads coming.
Most things like that, you know, like you think Lycan Wolves, stuff like that, they definitely kill the old summons.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
But yeah, this is what basically 100%, well, more than that.
Yep.
It would be more if it could. But, there's going to be Book of the Dead pushing out the waves all the time. Bottom lane, Chimera's having to come in with the defense. The Spirit did start to close in upon the base. Didn't quite go for the jumps. We get some level 30s around the corner pretty soon. Lal is going to hit his. Quite a nice one. Very nice one, dare I say. 50% less on that Echo Slam cooldown. I mean, with the Octane, that's going to be a crazy low cooldown.
Yep. And basically just use it multiple times in a single fight.
Tier 2000. What's he doing? Careful, he wanted to do a little bit of dewarding.
That's wasting all the BKBs.
That's some danger dewarding. But he gets away with it. And indeed, what's the BKB status? Who got baited? What's been pressed?
Shaker and Ursa, both used. I think that's it. Yeah, only Shaker. Lornov actually did get baited, so he baited one teammate to bait 2 enemies.
Hey, that's worth it.
Yeah, the math checks out.
Yeah, didn't get the ward, but I said that was a bit of danger dewarding there.
Yeah, he does have, so he's spider legs, plus he took fleet-footed, which is kind of like force boots.
Oh,
it gives him 115 movement speed.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't stack with boots, but it basically means he doesn't have to carry boots. Also, the spider legs active gives him 20% movement speed, which I think it might uncap his movement speed. I'm not sure. I've been thinking. Force boots did.
That's true.
I don't know if it will on spider legs. We can see if he clicks it.
I mean, is he going anywhere close to the speed cap?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
he's
that's
516.
115. That's true.
Let's see. Look at. He's not. I want to say it doesn't because it doesn't explicitly say it.
Fisher. That's a little deep though.
And yeah, just the spider legs to walk over the fissure, I think is a pretty big impact for Tia 2000. Just that ability, you don't care what Shaker's doing. Once you press Rage, you're invincible besides the Abyssal Blade.
Dire's bottom barracks are under
All right,
attack.
no Aegis, and 1 minute for Lornov's buy. So this is the most vulnerable state Chimera's going to be. If they were going to lose the game, it'd be in this next 1 minute.
You should try and deal with the familiars, but they're not easy to deal with. The Huck's got the micro ready. Yep. I say as he nearly lets one of them die.
Ideal. He'll drop it, right? Drop the one. Okay, thank you. Ooh, tensions are high.
Danger dewarding. Round 2.
Doing it again.
There we go. Successful mission.
It does cap movement speed still 550, so that's not crazy. 22 familiars got killed. Okay, they were to the Shaker. Those are the echoes.
That's the
echoes to kill the familiars. That's why he was doing them.
Always nice to get here. That late game bit of invis here for Lyles, going for the Shadow Blade to try and catch them by surprise for the next move. Tense times here.
Yeah.
Game 3. But you probably wouldn't have expected after Game 2, and I think definitely after the craziness of Game 1. I don't know if anyone expected another one of those, but we're getting it here.
It's a nice little sandwich. It was, what, 70 minutes Game 1, 20-minute Game 2, and then
here we go again.
We're back to almost 70.
Can Chimera do it? We're here in the lower bracket. You lose this, you're done for. You're out. The end of the road, and for Chimera, potentially the very last time they'll ever play together as this team.
I mean, if their games are all 70 minutes, maybe they don't want to play together as a team.
That's true. Maybe they won't want to play together even if they do win this game.
Yeah. The 70 wins are not that fun. They're really fun when you kind of sprinkle them.
Yep.
You do it like once every other month or something.
Which they did. They did. You know, they didn't do it all 3 games.
Sure. It's still 2 in one day. That's probably too much. This game is super close. The 18k lead at what 70 minutes doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter at all, right? Everyone's got their items. Everybody's got their buttons.
People have refresher just backpacked casually.
Look, Rue's being sneaky.
Okay, he's looking for Lornoff. What needs to just Roche? I guess you should wait Roche for Spirit. Just looking at the net worth. Ooh, 1J.
Let's have a look. And we're getting to that point as well.
Scanning.
You can get yourself a new neutral if you want. Is there anyone that you think wants to re-roll? They want to try and find something different. They're not happy with their initial options, and evident from the choice they went with.
Maybe Collapse's Book of the Dead.
Yeah.
And also maybe
Trade that in.
maybe the Fallen Sky in Mapushka. I think it's not. You know, having 2 blinks is cool and all, but.
No, no.
Ooh.
He's going to see what happens. He's going to make the dive up to the high ground.
Might
Look for
have to
Lyle, but
cheat for
Collapse and
Rena.
Radan have turned up. The Fisher catching on to TA2000. Radan's able to follow up Abyssal. They drop the Echo. They've killed off the TA2000 Lifestealer. Dahak's just going to go for the TP up. The Bash is there on the second hit. Dahak's in trouble. As the 2 of them fall.
And what was that?
And they just wanted to have a poke, see what happened. And now, maybe even more casualties. Panto's going to go for the TP out below. Whoop. 1 blink to the side. Panto ready to Oh!
Ooh, has a blink at 1.
See? I mean, he's trying his best to juke this Panto.
Okay.
Is he actually away?
1 second.
He's out! Oh, no. And Lau just again, a little off the mark with some of these echoes.
That one was Invis.
That's true.
It's a bit different.
And now it's on like a 40-second cooldown. So it's like,
Yeah, it's just a button.
You got to press it, try it.
See what happens.
See if it hits.
Yeah, why not?
Book of the Dead.
Bottom tower.
Look at the dead on
Yeah, it's
oh,
pushing it.
bot
Look
lane.
at it. Look, this is a meaty push.
Ooh. Tier 3 down.
Radiant's
Okay, the fact they chase Panto that hard and don't kill him, look at the respawn timers. Lifestealers have 40 seconds. They're all kind of having to go back to fix their waves. He genuinely made so much space for his team that
He did.
His tier 3's now barely getting hit, and they'll probably be able to defend this Rax. Radon has no BKB.
He's already out with the blink. Collapse is looking for the chance to get in with the blink. Vacuum setup. They'll get back in, finish with the range racks. Now they look to finish with the melee racks.
They'll give it up if they have to, but maybe they don't.
They're
Look at the
holding.
Book of the Dead.
Radon. Job's done. Cleans up the top barracks. There's still that bottom melee rack, so no mega creeps quite yet.
And they have the glyph. They held their glyph that whole time. I think the glyph is always really hard late game. You never want to use your glyph for this Rax because if they go throne and you don't have the glyph, you could just lose the game. But it's always
This is crazy.
it's a hard call to make.
How many games at Dota 2 at the professional level do you think have been won where the carry has been the lowest net worth on the team? Because that might happen today. Gunner.
Probably not the absolute
Like,
lowest on their team.
the absolute
not
lowest
that
on their
many.
team.
Not that many.
We got to get a stat on that.
I would
Somebody
say
look it up.
in all of Dota 2, maybe less than 5.
Because that might happen. Like, this Tinker is going to overtake
He's going to-
TA2000's farm.
100%.
So TA2000 is going to be the lowest net worth on his team, but they might win. I don't know if this ever happened. It's happened in it's happened in my pubs. Thank you, teammates.
Are you
guys-
the carry?
guys- no, yes, I was.
Yeah.
But in a pro game, that's crazy. We're seeing crazy stuff here today.
It's probably good for Chimera because then, you know, if your carry's this poor, you have no hope. And I think that's kind of their brand right now. Just despair, disbanding, sinking ship.
They have managed to win in some crazy situations before, but this would be the craziest.
Oh my, dude,
Radiant's
people are
top
so
barracks
aggressive.
under attack.
It is cool. Actually, so I've been watching Lorna with this Minotaur horn. It's basically kind of like a 40-second cooldown BKB that you can use casually. And he's using it to D-ward or to push out extra waves. They kill. I didn't even see them start the rush.
Yeah, they did.
That was fast.
They just got in there. They did it quick. They're actually going to put the Aegis on Collapse. Kind of makes sense, I feel, because he is the one that they kind of want to go in first.
Yep.
Set up with these vacuums.
Definitely. So let's see. Has anyone... You can infinitely reroll, correct? Is that how it works? Do you know?
Yeah, let me work some maths. Yeah, I think so, right?
I think it's infinitely reroll.
I think on every 10-minute increments. Or is it just a free-for-all now? I think it's still every 10 minutes, right?
I think it might be free-for-all.
We'll see anyway, well, after someone's done it, because this is the 70-minute one. So we'll see if the numbers start counting up again. But I think it's every 10 minutes.
Okay, let's see. Let's see if we're done.
Yeah, we'll see. He's very close.
I'm just following him.
Clean up the couple more camps.
Just need one more.
One more. Or someone else to do one more, and he gets lucky.
Little RNG.
Is he changing his? Maybe,
He might not
right?
change his. That's the issue.
Oh, you think Minotaur Horn's kind of what he wants?
Minotaur plus the movement speed.
There we go. So he can make one now, if he wants to. I guess if he doesn't make one, we're never going to see because we won't see the hammer go away.
Yeah.
I've never been.
Okay, he went spider legs.
He did change it.
And yeah, he's getting Matstones again.
Oh yeah, you're right then. So it's just a free for all. I guess the plus 10 is the amount more it costs.
Yes.
So now you need 30 to roll it.
30, then 40. But technically, you can just RNG till you get your tier 5 item.
And if you get to when you need 100, you get secret access to the tier 6 items.
Ooh.
Which we've never seen before in Dota 2.
Those are top secret though.
Radon. Yeah, don't tell anyone about this. Radon! He's gonna stand his ground here against Tier 2000. Tier 2000 is getting caught in the stun, but he's able to get away for now.
Nice Wind Waker.
He's up in the air. Loronoff also backs off. They're on the retreat here. Vacuum won't catch on to anyone. Look at the familiars, but the rest of the team and the Visage themselves will get back to the safety of the high ground.
All right, that was so both refreshers for Ursa and Earthshaker. Both BKBs on Ursa.
Yep.
BKB on Shaker. So he still has one BKB. And I guess it was triple BKBs on Chimera course. But they were the ones that held the refresher shard at least on the Storm. So I don't know. It's hard to say like who won that fight. It was kind of just the biggest thing is the BKB, the refreshers on Ursa and Shaker. The fact that they don't really have this like double timing tool will matter in the next fight if it happens soon.
Doesn't look like we're getting any block of cheeses this time around, right? Neither team's setting up for those.
There was one on collab.
Oh, there was?
He had one for sure. I don't know where it went.
Oh, maybe.
Ursa ate it. He had it the last fight. He has a
okay.
He's got a Slavery shield.
It's still there.
It's really easy to make those now because with the lotuses now just...
Panto.
Oh.
He's gotten out of sticky situations before and he'll get out of it again.
So the lotus pools now always are spawning the big lotuses, the mega ones that create it. So all it takes is a cheese for the most, because it's 2 greater, I think, plus the cheese is the recipe.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just 3 minutes. You pick one up, wait 3 minutes, pick the second one up, and then you got a block of cheese.
And, we'll get some re-rolls on the enchantments. We've got Dahak, for example. He switches up to Audacious. Wants the attack speed and magic attack damage. So you add that in on top of his build already.
Yeah.
My goodness. He can hit hard.
All right, Spider Legs now for Miposhka.
Any big level 30s coming up? Collapse, what's his? 2 Iron Shell charges.
It's not that.
That sounds pretty,
it's
whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's not too exciting.
Honestly, the Jakiro one looks pretty good. I guess, never mind. I didn't realize it's not that good.
Is it not that good?
It's okay. Nothing to go home about. Teleportation cooldown, it's probably pretty decent for 1J. Yeah, nothing. Some of these 25s are just kind of meh.
Oh, look at this. What's going on here? What's going on here, Gunnar? What's the plan here? Some sneaky stuff's going down here.
Book of the Dead plus a Treant? Wait, why is he TP now?
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't do on its own, but through the backdoor protection.
A little Book of the Dead here.
But they were cooking up something.
Yeah.
We'll let them cook a little bit more. See what they come up with in terms of these rats' potential plays.
All right, everything's back.
Yep.
On 10 seconds on his refresher.
We're going to try and make the jump onto Radon. Radon. And Rage off. He's fine to run. Spirit. I mean, Lyle was thinking if he could get a way to jump back in on them. Chimera are kind of grouped up. Lyle.
This is a good ward for Chimera on the cliff.
Rage coming out pretty early here from Tier 2000. The age is expiring. Both teams know that a bad jump could cost them everything.
Yeah, but there's also 10 buybacks. You have to factor that in. Oh, they're
Chimera.
looking.
They're going to go forward.
Oh, this is a big jump.
Straight away, they get the control of the Lord. They just eliminate both Lord and Maposhka. We'll see Roshan turn to try and fight back. He's able to bring down Panto. Panto will come in straight away with the buyback. The bash is now towards tier 2000. The Lifestealer falls. He's gone. He's got the buyback available. We'll see if he comes out with the Macropires laid down. 1J dies. Also, immediate buyback. Lorenoff's caught in the middle, but he's able to get the zip up to the time. The Lar jumps in with the enchant tone. Takes Lorenoff out. They get the cleanup. It's a team wipe. Buybacks are going to have to come out here from Chimera.
Ooh.
Tier 2000 spider legs away.
Dieback.
I mean, if they just chill out now, Team Spirit, they know that that's the first step. They forced every single member of Chimera to buy back. Just reset, look to go again in the next few minutes, and this victory's all theirs.
So that's a 5 for 2. They use all 5 buybacks for Chimera. So a single one of them dies, and the game could just end. This is the worst part of the game when you know you have no buybacks. Everything is about the MA team, what they choose to do, how they take the fight. Stress. There's a lot of stress right now.
Yep.
The heartbeats are up. It looks so good though at the start. Lorenov gets this backline jump, they instantly take 2. And I guess it's just not enough.
I feel like a refresher would be pretty worth for 1J, is it not? To have a second round of the route from the rapid nature.
Probably.
After the initial items get used.
I think just refreshers in general, they all only have 1 BKB. Besides the Storm, he's the only one. Maybe it's weird to buy refresher on Lifestealer, but even 2 Rages, 2 BKBs on him just to kite these fights out. He is kind of dying through everything though. The Ursa just kind of hits him. Stress. It is doable though. So refresher gonna be up on the Storm in about 50 seconds. If he gets a good initiation like that on, I don't even, maybe the Shaker Jakiro again, just because they're the ones without buy.
Sure.
But you did literally just lose a 3v5 in the exact same way. Radon is just so big. It's hard to actually fight this hero. Oh, BKB gets popped.
Oh. Oh no.
That's a big one.
Stress. Roshan! Is he with the jump onto Dahak? He gets caught outside of the Phantom. We'll see the zip fall from Lorenoff, but he has to back off. That's Dahak gone for 2 minutes. 1J dead as well. This should be the beginning of the end, as they've got no more buybacks, of course, off the back of their last fight. Team Spirit find the chance to jump Chimera outside the front of the fountain. It's only Lorenoff and Panto left alive, as Spirit can get onto the tier 4s. And 82 minutes in, look to close this one out.
They gotta go.
As they're onto the Ancient, Lorenoff, one final effort to try and hold them back. And they've got the control for him, ready and waiting as he comes down, crashing into the ice path. Lorenoff's gone. GG is called. Spirit will get the victory here and will be the ones moving on today. And Chimera, they take final ride here, 82-minute game.